3, 2, 1.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
Oh, show!
Oh, Titus O'Neil.
Can table and the computer just shook.
It is,
No one was mad that you cut the whole. You can go anywhere.
do I do with that?
Yeah, and the Macho Madness and the Hulkamania.
On top of that, you're the best wrestler of all time. So I absolutely adore you.
For being the cream of the crop, yeah.
Let's go!
Fucking idiot, you have no idea what you're fucking talking about. God. They were saying Sony apparently said that the PlayStation 5. You fucking suckers! Is that the end of it?
Or every pixel of the game engine into the face. Can't say
that.
Dallas. Stupid.
What did you know when that's like part of my Christmas. Experience pure moods
Fernando's new beginnings.
straight from Europe. Sail away, sail away, sail away. Pure moods. Sail away.
This was when you
No,
were
the best part
past your
about that
bedtime.
CD is then it's all that kind of music, and then they fucking hit you with a techno version of the X-Files.
I just saw that.
Yeah. Techno remix of the X-Files. Pure moods.
It was just a sign that you were up past your bedtime. Back
What
in the
is
day.
love?
Yeah, it was this commercial that
Baby,
would come on in
don't
the
hurt
90s,
me.
early 2000s. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. You left fucking television on, and that
Started
shit.
around 2:30.
Usually, what would
After
actually
Adult Swim.
It started before that. Like Nick at Night time it would start.
and even,
Oh, God.
and around that time, but even earlier than that CD, even more iconic was the Ultimate Love Songs collection.
Ultimate Love
Fernando's new
Tell
beginnings.
me how am I supposed to live without you?
Could you imagine like
the only
6-year-olds
song I
just
remember.
screaming that part? You know, I mean, it starts with "Cause I'm your lady."
'Cause I'm your lady.
Imagine owning the greatest.
Wait,
voice.
did that have Kiss from
The
a Rose?
greatest songs.
It was one of those
Oh
compilations.
yeah, I think I had Kiss from a Rose.
This
was a fucking time.
So much he
But
can
the Ultimate Love
say.
Song selection.
My power, my pleasure, my pain, baby.
Wow, really cold open. to the
No,
show
I
today.
have
That
no
was a-
idea what that has to do with Batman, but I'm glad it was in there.
It was relevant.
Hey, that soundtrack was great. Don't disrespect the Batman Forever.
Was that Nipples
soundtrack.
Batman?
No, that's
No, that was
Cool.
Batman and Robin.
No, that was
This was
This
Forever.
was Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer. Yeah,
Val
Okay,
Kilmer.
That was good.
Jim Carrey, Tommy Lee Jones. Not quite as terrible.
you and so
You.
Oh boy.
Pure moods.
Welcome to the Break Room Podcast. We got
We're
the
back.
full gang. We
That's
got Chris,
right.
Vin, myself, and
That's right.
Joe, and finally back together. Sorry we missed last week. We had a dear friend of the show come by, and we ended up hanging out instead of doing the show. So
What kind
You
of
made it sound like it was about to take a
But it
bad
was
turn,
good.
like
It
a
was
dear
just
friend of
as
the
up
show.
as
It's
a
very
time
sad.
had. Much love to our buddy Matt.
Oh yeah.
For stopping
Matt.
through. And I actually want to show something off. This is a little early. What's in the box? What's in the box? But I got this really sick fucking poster on this website called Sketch Art.
Wow.
And this isn't even a poster. This is actual one-of-one painting. Because they're all unique. They're actually made to order. But this is a Darth Vader versus Luke Skywalker painting. And
That's
if you look at
badass.
the
Wow.
reflection,
Look at that thing.
So
It's an Empire Strikes Back kind of poster.
Oh, definitely.
That type of art. I know. So I've seen like guys in the city do stuff like that, where like they spray painted that, right, or something.
No, they actually this was hand painted. And
With a brush.
what's crazy
Yeah,
though
you can
is
see
that
that.
if you look at like the highlights on there, that's actually glow in the dark paint. So this poster actually glows in the dark. So-
That's one of the coolest Star Wars posters I've ever seen.
and I saw it on a website. They're made to order. Like they had like the design on there, like you can order it. But
What's the price?
Not cheap, I'm sure.
honestly, I don't remember what I paid for
Oh,
it.
he just
I'd have to
buys
look
stuff,
on the-
doesn't even look at the price. It's nice.
Well, I ordered it
No,
months
so
ago,
this-
so
So yeah, it's painted, but I've seen like this type of art. It's pretty cool. They use I think. I
Oh
could be
yeah,
totally
with the
wrong.
layers and shit.
They use
with
like
the-
like almost like stencils, and then they'll like spray paint it,
yeah, yeah.
and it gets like very intricate. Yeah, it's really cool, dude. It's a nice.
How about we get SmackDown on this TV?
But I was
Black-
super hyped about that because I mean honestly that visual of Luke versus Vader with the silhouette from Empire Strikes Back
silhouettes.
is one of my favorite stills of all of Star Wars.
Absolutely.
I always said that like I had two ideas for a tattoo if I were to ever get a tattoo.
Oh no.
I would either get the Dark Side of the Moon prism, but instead of the triangle, it would be Darth Vader's helmet, or I would get the silhouette of Luke versus Vader, like in front of the window or whatever, where they're battling on Cloud City, or in front of the Emperor. You know, like
but
either
then you
or,
lose
they
the
were
Pink
both-
Floyd element.
Well, it would have to be another tattoo. It would have to be two.
You could have like the prism go
I'd have to
through
have
the
both.
lightsabers.
Now he's getting 2 tattoos. There we go.
Yeah.
See, there you go. Well, you can never have just one.
Wow.
It's like an
Like an Oreo.
Oreo
They're
or a potato
expensive
chip.
though. Tattoos.
Yeah, and painful.
you get over it.
You know, this is on the agenda, but you guys talking about Star Wars made me think of something. Everybody's complaining Star Wars got bought out by Disney and sucks now. So now with 007, 007 got bought by Amazon, and they just got rid of the Broccoli family there. So the people who have been stewarding James Bond.
Yeah,
for
so
like
they had
decades.
the licensing rights for making movies since Dr. No, since they first came out with James Bond movies. So it's always been a Broccoli at the helm of every creative decision with all of the James Bond movies throughout all of our lifetimes. Now they're coming up with some really fucking stupid ideas for the 007 brand with Amazon. They're looking to do a Felix Leiter fucking series. Who gives a shit about Felix Leiter? He's he's American James Bond. All right, cool, whatever. We already have fucking Reacher. They're looking at a female 007. Bullshit. You know. It's James
I
Bond.
feel like they're of course going to highlight like the worst fucking ideas right now, but I just think all in all, yeah,
It's a
not-
cash grab.
It's like
not
giving
good.
it to
It's just
Kathleen
They want.
Kennedy.
They
Like,
want.
let's
So
just fucking ruin
you
it.
basically
you know?
have to look at how much did they pay for it, right? They paid however many billions.
But then you know
And
what?
then they were
Barbara
gonna
Broccoli
wanna- they're
wasn't
gonna
taking care of the
try to-
fucking shit either. Because I mean, they killed off James Bond in the last movie. How the fuck you kill James Bond?
I didn't even see the last one. I haven't.
He
seen,
gets killed.
It's good.
I
But
haven't seen
does.
any Daniel Craig James Bonds.
What?
They're fantastic.
I didn't
You didn't see Casino Royale?
He's an excellent
That's
James
sad.
Bond.
Probably bits and pieces, but not like.
It's great movie. Top.
Not,
Hot
20
take.
Top 25.
Pierce Brosnan was the best James Bond.
you just say that because GoldenEye was the best game.
Wrong.
64 era.
Sean Connery was.
I
the
was
best
expecting
James
more,
Those movies
more
got
rage
certain
from you
tricky
guys.
crap.
I thought I was
Wrong.
going to get
Yeah.
strong
Wrong.
for that.
They got corny.
No, Pierce Brosnan was
Bond.
no,
Pierce
no,
Brosnan
no.
was great, but
believable.
his movies weren't as good as some of the others.
He's only had 2.
I'm so saying.
I thought it was
George
GoldenEye,
Lazenby
Tomorrow
had
Never
one movie and it
Dies.
was horrible. You know what I mean?
World is not enough. GoldenEye.
Tomorrow Never Dies.
Tomorrow
Tomorrow
Never
Never
Dies.
Dies.
3.
Those three.
Yeah, 3. Yeah.
No, I just
he
Bond
had the
is
best
okay. I'm not like a super crazy.
I read all the
Bond.
books.
It's not.
No, not into it.
I like it. It's just not like a.
If I
Big
was gonna,
fandom for me.
if I was
It's
gonna
not-
roast you over not seeing a movie, see Casino Royale.
I think
won't
I've seen it.
waste your-
I just haven't.
Not a waste of time.
I can't quote it. I don't remember it, but
It's not really a
Daniel
quotable
Craig,
movie.
it didn't do it for me. It was like dry and generic.
Love it. It's a great movie.
Saying.
The Poker.
James Bond, I mean, there's always that poker element.
Is that the
which
one with
makes it-
Halle Berry? She comes out of the water.
No, that's Tomorrow Never Dies.
That was Pierce Brosnan.
Good,
Okay.
good times.
Yep.
Well, the first one had
Swordfish.
Hot take.
Who's the
Who's the
first-
hottest Bond chick? Oh, there you go.
Ever?
Tatiana from Russia with Love.
Tatiana.
I always had a
You like
soft spot
Odd
for
Job,
her.
right, Chris?
I'm trying to remember. What was like her
Random
name?
cast.
Natalia from the first one? Was it Natalia? The red-haired
And Natasha.
Oh yeah, and the
in
second-
GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was what's her name? She was Jean Grey in X-Men.
no, was it her?
Oh yeah.
Who? What?
I
Who
don't- I
was
don't
that?
remember. I
I
haven't
forget.
It's the actress
Fabke,
who
what
played
the whole
Jean
name
Grey
is?
is the same actress you're referring to. In
All right. Well, this
GoldenEye.
is where we have the comments because we all
telling you.
our brains are rotting, so we need
Help.
somebody out there to
She was
verify.
also in
Help us.
Rounders. You know.
Rounders. Good call.
I am Rounders.
Yes.
Great movie.
All around.
Hey, Chris, you ever see the movie
around
Rounders?
me are familiar
Ed Norton?
faces,
Matt Damon?
worn out places, Worn out faces.
It's a very musical episode.
Hide my head on.
Gears of War, dude. They-
Gears of War sucks.
No,
Shitty game.
Did you ever
You're
play
a
it?
fucking stupid person.
Boring game.
Have you played it?
Yeah, I've played it, and
What if
Krill, you're running for Krill. I just remember running from the fucking Krill the whole
play
time, and
it
I
by
kept
your-
saying
love that shit.
Krill.
You play it by yourself. You play it with friends.
Played with friends, and I was not amused. You're just running from shadow to
What am I,
shadow.
a
All right,
fucking clown.
there's
I
a
amuse
pattern.
you.
There's
What
a pattern.
the fuck is so goddamn funny?
Chris does not
No.
enjoy PvE games.
That's not
period.
even. That's not true. I love
If
Borderlands.
He can't torture them.
That's
to
not
hell.
true. I like
Did you play
Borderlands.
the Halo campaign?
I didn't really enjoy the Halo campaign, but no, I didn't. You know,
What?
But I also started Halo with
Yuri or
Halo
Folks?
Reach,
Yuri or
or 3 was my first Halo.
His
If you
mouth
could pick
to
up the little
Yuri's-
aliens and rip their heads off while they're screaming,
vomit.
would you
Chris, we
enjoy
have
it
to
more?
have a
Is Phil in
serious.
the
So
comments?
let's go back. Hold
Still
on.
not being
We're
in the
talking. You're
house!
changing the subject, which is what you guys got to do to try to further yank on the rope as you pull me up on the cross. But I'm not going to get crucified
Why are
right
you
now.
getting on the cross?
You're putting me on the
you
goddamn
on
cross
the
right
cross?
now. You guys
There he
are
is.
stringing me up.
I'm not stringing
You're
you.
stringing me up. God of War. I'm not God of War.
Jesus
Fuck
Christ
that game
over
too.
here.
Gears of War.
God,
What I always hated about it was the character models have that weird like they're
their
like
armor.
overly large hands. It just looks stupid. I hate.
Are you the
I hate
Lord,
the
the
way that
light,
they
and the
look.
way?
I don't know what that means.
The
You ever
Lord, the light,
dance
and
with
the
the
way.
devil in the pale moonlight?
Yeah.
Only
alright,
through
let's
Chris
get
Seat, so
some
you seek
Lebowski, yeah.
salvation.
It's not from
Jesus
Lebowski,
Christ.
I
goddammit.
don't know what the hell you're talking
It's
about.
from Batman. Oh,
Oh my
What the
God.
fuck am I
You
supposed
ever
to know?
dance
You ever
with the
dance
devil
with the devil
in the pale moonlight?
Yeah, you're dating me here. Phil Dunphy is here. He says, "Are you
Hey,
excited
Philly.
to play the Game of Thrones? The
No,
Gears of
War.
to play Gears of War on PlayStation?" I think is what he's
Oh,
talking
yeah, I'll
about.
play that shit.
Which is one of the major topics actually of tonight of our show.
We could start with that. since
Grinds
we're
my
already
Gears
there.
of War.
Kick off with the
Kick it
Xbox.
off with video games, and I guess Phil Spencer. He's throwing in the towel. He's no longer wants to be a part of the console war. He doesn't want to be able to be the one who's converting PlayStation users or Nintendo users to Xbox Series X anymore. So he wants everybody to be able to enjoy
nice.
the games and play all the great Xbox exclusives on any platform, which in turn is basically giving up and saying, "Here, you guys win," and he's waving the white flag.
That's a
waving the
crock
flag.
of shit.
I think.
Fuck both of you guys. That's a crock of shit.
What?
You know what? It's something
Why
that's
fuck
good for
him?
gamers.
He's
You
an
guys have been
Xboxer.
saying for the longest time you want to play Halo on the PlayStation.
I didn't say
And now
that.
that it's finally coming,
I never said
now
that.
that you can play with your friends that are on PlayStation.
I don't want anything to do with that shitty
Oh,
controller.
get the fuck out of here. The control. But you want to be able to play with us. If your friends have PlayStation
play
and
with
you
you
have
right now?
Halo and you have Xbox, you want to play with
I
your
don't
friends.
see that happening.
Okay, but it's been talked about on the show that we would like to see that. It'd be great for gamers. Now all of a sudden it's, Xbox is getting cucked by PlayStation and they're giving in and they're throwing in the towel. Fuck that.
Well,
If
why-
anything, they're playing a smarter game. They're permeating the PlayStation market.
You're a contrarian by nature, but just the reality of the situation.
Why would I ever buy another Xbox console? Why would I ever subscribe to anything Xbox if I can play Xbox most exclusive games on any platform I want?
Do you think Sega should have
What
kept
is the
making
point
systems
of
when they
having an
failed to
Xbox
Nintendo?
at this point?
So
There is none.
you answer
All right,
that question
it's
because you're
not-
the guy that is still going to buy an Xbox when the next.
It
Well,
makes
I don't know
sense.
now.
It
Now
makes
I don't fucking
Really?
know.
You
No, I
really
don't
don't
know.
know? Wow.
This might be the first Xbox console where I'm like, I was this close to buying a PS5 Pro today because I got my tax refund. And I'm like, I don't know. I'll hold off. Because
Hold off until
It
It
Okay,
would honestly
there's-
be better though
Oh,
for them
you
to not
could-
make systems no more because every one of these companies makes a loss on the system anyway. So if they could just focus on
No.
on the software,
I don't agree with that.
It's not good.
Competition
It's
breeds
not-
excellence.
Yes.
When you don't have anyone chasing you or going after you, you're gonna make shit after shit. You're gonna make minuscule fucking upgrades on the
Incremental.
console.
but
They're
why
gonna pu-
why make
they're gonna
Xboxes
pump
when you
out
have
fucking
PCs?
consoles.
Just fucking sell PCs.
I don't want a PC.
That's my
I'm not
mindset.
a
That
PC
makes a
gamer.
better fucking thing.
I don't want a PC. I don't
You can
want to
connect your fucking Xbox controller to a
the thumbs
PC
up.
and still play it the same way.
I don't have room for a PC.
What the fuck is the point of having a game system and a PC when they're made by the same fucking company?
I'm not gonna
Just
get a PC.
fucking PC.
I don't
Joe,
have
it
room
would,
for
Kiss
it.
it would
Xbox
solve a lot
goodbye.
of problems if you had both a PC and a console in one.
Why don't you go fuck
Then
yourself?
you'd finally have a computer. You fucking motherfucker.
Who the fuck needs it?
Hey, sweet.
You know why?
Go fuck
You know
yourself.
why Joe couldn't, but the thing that would bug Joe the most is every time
Windows?
you boot up a PC, you gotta fuck with something.
Updates.
He's
Just
capable. He's
install
It's not
it.
his
He's a
capability. When you
trained,
go to your
uh,
fucking console, the whole point
I've
of the
had
console,
computers my whole
the
life.
thing
I
you're
just don't-
paying for with a
I
console
never played games on my computer.
is when you press the button, it turns on.
Yeah, I just
And
want.
you
I just want.
open
That's
the game.
exactly what I like.
You don't have to quit.
That's exactly what.
But
you
the
nailed
Game
it.
Pass is exactly the system.
It's not.
You
It's
nailed
not.
it. No, it's not.
It's not.
It's
It's
exactly
not
very
the same experience.
No.
It's
I
not
It's
pressed
a better
one-
experience.
I sit on my couch, I grab my controller, I hit a button,
I
I'm in the
said-
game.
That's
I've
not
always
true,
said
though. That's
every
revisionist
party chat's
history.
right
How many
fucking
times
there.
I couldn't play with you guys because there was a fucking update that somebody didn't do, and it's going to take all fucking night, like Call of Duty.
that's irrelevant.
Happened to me the other night. We were all
PC.
supposed to
That's
play.
irrelevant.
irrelevant.
happened on
I'm just
PC every
talking in
time.
general what a
Not every
console
time. If
is.
you're
Same
smart
thing.
and you keep your
Identical
updates,
thing.
you keep your
It's
updates going.
quicker
If you're
access to
smart,
get a game.
if you stay on
I
top
know.
of it.
You have to stay on top of it.
I don't want to have to go to my
Just
desk,
put on an auto update. What the
fuck my
fuck?
mouse
you
and
can't.
keyboard.
Right. I know.
I don't want to do that.
There's
I
a
don't wanna do
different type of gamer, and that's why last time we were talking about this, I
that.
said
I've been playing consoles since 1986, like when I got an NES. I'm not going to PC. I'm
get
too
it.
old. It's not like I'm gonna somehow.
Too old.
Too old. It's too old.
If you had if you got a nice wind of money your way, you would enjoy having a gaming PC.
I'm not
'cause you
gonna get
could
it. I'm not gonna do it.
But you would enjoy it.
I'm not gonna do it.
Well,
I don't have room for it.
All right. Well, if the conditions were fucking
If I had a
conducive,
man cave and I had a ginormous fucking basement like this, then that changes things. But I had computers my whole life. I had a Compact. I had a Dell. I had a Gateway back in the day. I remember I bought like the Phantom Menace when it came out. That was a great game. I was playing Gex the Gecko on my
I love
PC.
that.
I played Titanic Adventure Out of Time in '97 when that came out. Basic stuff. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? I played that on an Apple,
That on the fucking
Apple
Apple
II.
IIc.
Magic,
So-
Magic School Bus game.
you haven't played Cyberpunk in.
I remember the Magic
2025
School
on
Bus
fucking-
game.
Fucking Solitaire.
RTX.
That's the games I played on PC. I don't fucking play PC games, dude.
Listen, it's
All I'm saying
being
is
in
that
the PC
all the
realm,
Xbox games that you like so much
I
can be
understand.
played from
I'm
the
aware of that.
PC.
I'm well aware of that.
You know what the worst part of the Xbox problem is? You can say like, oh, it's because PlayStation hasn't been killing it recently. Tons of criticism going Sony's way, lots of missteps. But it's just that Microsoft has made the wrong move every step of the way.
well, they made the
So they're
wrong
killing
moves for like a
themselves.
10-year span.
Yeah, they're fucking.
It started with the
they've-
Xbox
they've
One.
committed
the
suicide.
Xbox
It's
One
not-
had reverberations throughout
They
time.
had Sony on the ropes during the 360. 360 was
Oh,
the number one selling
360
console in the
was-
United States.
PC.
Not
PS3
outside the United States, but
PS3
360 was number one.
is still a problem to this day because of all those games that are trapped on
Terrible
the console.
Terrible
Horrible
hardware.
idea. Very powerful, but it's custom architecture. No one knows how to use, so you get less games. The few games that did come
The
out
question-
launched new series, but
The question we should be asking is, does this make games better for us? And does this bode better for gamers? Yes or no?
I think for at least 4 or 5 years, yes. But you'll start to see the impact of this over the course of
Because
the next.
as exciting as it may be to certain like loyal PlayStation users, I'm a multi-console gamer. I have them all. I've always had them all. As a kid, I had Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was dead broke, man, I couldn't picture this. I had a TurboGrafx 16. I had every console. I just always played all multiple consoles. So for me, it's not like, oh my God, Forza's coming to PlayStation, Gears and Halo and all these games. I don't care. I already played these games. I'm not going to play them again. I want to play them again. I boot up my Xbox.
I got 2 problems with this because one thing is it's not necessarily the Xbox Game Studios, the new stuff they're doing that I'm after. And I don't mean like Indiana Jones. To me, that's Bethesda, Activision. Those are different like entities. But Halo, Gears of War, the main tentpoles that are like built on Xbox, the most recent of them hasn't been really good, like driving sales. So I'm more excited to get the retro library, which bodes even worse for like Xbox Game Studios. What are they going to do with the next Halo if the next Halo is a bust? That means Master Chief dies? That's where I start to project this failing Xbox misstep problem that, oh, now I'm going to lose like favorite franchises because they're not going to continue to invest when they got to support Blizzard and Activision and everybody else, and their games are not doing so well because they haven't put the right people in the right places to make those games what they could be.
All good things come to an end. Everything that you had that was like
Not Super Mario.
luxurious and grand and a spectacle, Vince McMahon no longer owns the WWF. In my opinion, the Marvel Universe is dead, and it will never be what it once was. There will be
might not get
glimpses
Endgame.
of,
Republic
of
is not what it once was.
there'll be glimpses of if this Fantastic Four movie is good, but it's not going to be like the Avengers movies. Star Wars, in my opinion, is dead. You're never going to have the original trilogy. You're never going to have that excitement to see the
Our
prequels
Star Wars
again.
is not dead. We got the Mandalorian right now, which is great.
That's like
great
a-
TV.
No, more accurately,
what
is
I'm
that
talking
the
about
Star
is-
Wars we grew up with is dead.
It's dead.
But I feel like Mandalorian touches on that. It doesn't.
touches
I
on
feel
it,
like
but
I'm
it is
watching
not
something
gonna be
like
the-
that.
It's never going to replace the original trilogy.
not.
for me.
Yeah, well, you guys are a bunch of sad.
I think
Dead
that's
old men, I
yeah. I
guess.
think that's the fact of life is because everything was great when we were kids, and it was at a height of entertainment that like we haven't seen in
No.
the history of man.
Yeah.
And now we're in an overabundance of content. We're in like content land,
Yeah.
not like meaningful art. We're in like this very
It's too
cheap,
much.
very fast, like as
I don't
fast
get
as we
ex-
could throw
I
it
don't get
out.
excited about anything anymore. Like I
That's
don't
'cause
have
you're
that
getting old, though.
anticipation. I know you guys feel that way about Grand Theft Auto 6, but I just I can't remember the last time I was so hyped or excited for like a game or a movie or a TV show or anything like that. Speaking of TV shows, though, I did watch the first 2 episodes of Daredevil.
Oh, what'd you think?
Anybody else watch
I have
that?
not seen them yet. I wanted to,
Unbelievable.
but I ran out of time.
It's more of the same. You know, the show was great to begin with, and it just kind of continues on in that gritty, violent.
I like it.
It's good. If you like the
Same
the
guy.
other-
Same
everything.
Charlie
Vincent D'Onofrio reprises his role as Kingpin.
I like it.
You got the Punisher back, so I mean, you got all the same cast of characters in the original Daredevil show.
I never watched that, but I'm a
was
big fan
excellent.
of Vincent D'Onofrio.
You never watched it? Shocking.
Yeah, shocker, I know, but I am a fan of
If you
D'Onofrio.
like D'Onofrio,
I can
you'll
imagine
love
he's
this
pretty
show.
good in that. Yeah.
I think
he's,
this is his greatest role.
Sugar, water,
More.
sugar.
Edgar, your skin's
Private
falling
Pal,
off.
you are a one worthless piece of shit.
What does he say?
embarrassed me
Like,
in front of
how
Vanessa."
tall are you? I didn't know they stack shit that high, or whatever he says.
I bet you could suck a golf ball through a garden hose.
Well, I guess one thing that's coming is Last of Us Season 2.
Speaking of video games, that's going to be big time.
When is that?
I expect that
Next month.
I expect.
People are either gonna
can
love
I
or
tell
hate
you?
it.
Can I tell you? That's gonna have some of the biggest backlash we've had in like a while.
In terms,
Right off
don't
the bat.
spoil
I'm
it.
not
'cause
spoiling
I never
it,
played
but
Last
it's-
of Us 2,
Exactly.
so I don't know the storyline there, and I
Yeah.
almost don't want to know.
Doesn't it
I
make
know
I
sense?
some
that-
never
things.
played Last of Us until I watched the show. After I watched the show, I went and I got the game.
Here's a stat for you. Last of Us 1 sold 30 million copies, right? Over the course of PS3, PS4, all the enhanced.
Okay.
How many did Last of Us 2 sell?
I don't know.
10 million.
Okay.
You said
So where's
30 to
the-
10, you said?
I think everybody's going to be, the backlash will be very loud when they see this show.
Well, you just fucking ruin everything for me, why don't you?
It just is.
You know,
it's, just-
that tells you nothing.
it's not enough.
Tells
but
you nothing.
It's just a
If
big.
I'm
it's
wrong,
a big thing.
I'll
Am I wrong?
This
I wrong?
happened when the game came out.
Yeah,
There
it
was
was-
backlash.
Okay.
So I think it's
So-
funny that there's an amnesia about it because it was so dominant in, I guess, like social media or whatever.
Sure.
When it came out, 4 years ago? It wasn't even that long ago.
But it was only for the gamers. You know, only the gamers were invested in that story. So
Right.
the casual television watcher is not going to know.
I'm curious what they changed. I know they said they changed some stuff, so it'll be interesting to see.
Maybe it
what
won't have like
changed.
12 endings.
Oh God, I thought that.
Well,
I thought that game would never end. Actually, it got to a point where I thought it ended. Then I thought it ended again. I thought the credits were about to roll, and it transitioned into another set of like at least 30 more minutes of play. I was like, what the fuck?
That's crazy how
What?
like they just like go back to the beginning of the story in a different perspective, and I'm like,
One of the biggest
basically-
changes that they made was they changed the type of mold or whatever fungus that it is, because in the games it's
Oh, they made it a spore.
in the game it's a spore. In the show it's the cordyceps.
Yeah.
It's different. That's one of the major changes that they made. They
I
also
guess they
had-
didn't want to have to CG spore in every fucking scene.
that's pretty much what they said. They said, you know, but it's all right because it
It
works.
was a weird experience watching that show during like the pandemic. It was like a little too surreal. Like if there was ever a show that's like too surreal for the time that you're in, like during the time that this came out. I know the game came out way before that, but we were in the pandemic when this happened. It's just weird.
It was. Yeah, it definitely had some weird parallels and relatable things. We really were like, oh, I could identify with this.
Yeah.
When the game came out.
Second one?
Yeah, when 2 came out, I think everybody was anticipating something. Let's just say it's like Metal Gear 2.
Metal Gear.
That's the.
We're looking
that's
at
the
a
ride.
swerve.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
You think
Like-
it's going to be Snake and you have Raiden? Is that what you mean?
More or less.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
More or less. That's the same
Oh,
reaction
they're
I
gonna Tell
got.
me you're gonna play as the fucking kid in Ragnarok. They're gonna fucking kid.
gonna kill that poor
sucking
woman.
piece of shit.
Yeah, it was that. Yeah, it's gonna.
Fucking-
It's gonna
Speaking of
break
Pedro
everyone's heart.
Pascal, this is for Chris. I've been listening to the Clash of Kings book and just finished the chapter where Oberyn Martell gets his head crushed in by the mountain.
Ilya,
that's-
Dorn. You would say her name, damn it! You would say her
You
name.
raped her. You murdered her. You killed her children.
Yeah, yeah. That reading that scene was insane. Just how he's cartwheeling around.
And then you think he won, and then his fucking hand just comes up and grabs him.
They did such a good job with the TV adaptation.
Yeah, no,
right?
it was dead
pretty
on.
exact. Like
It
the
was-
way
it
that they
was
say
dead
the
on.
teeth clack on the ground.
Yep.
It was
Yep, he's like he shattered his teeth and fucking
Yeah.
squeezed his eyeballs out.
Ilya Dorn. Is there what else is with TV? Anything?
Did you watch Cobra Kai yet, Rob?
I haven't picked it up
What
yet.
a piece of shit.
I know, I'm a piece of shit, but I've been playing a heavy amount of Cyberpunk. Very, very much enjoying it. I've been plowing through the gigs,
Why don't you get yourself a gig?
and that's why I
What did
laugh
you,
every time because all of them are called gigs. So every time I go to the next one, get yourself a
Get
gig.
yourself a gig. Why don't you learn to play and then get yourself a gig?
Or do you start as a corpo, as a street kid? Or?
Street kid.
I was a
Netrunner.
corporal.
Of course you were.
I went with
How does
the
a street kid start? What does that start like?
You're from the city, and
Yeah,
you're just like a,
corporals are too.
but like it's just like you're poor, you know, like you
You're from the
come
underground.
from like a shitty little apartment and
Slum.
stuff, and you have like your best friend, and he like grew up with
Well,
you.
that's the same. Jackie's always the best
But
friend.
is Jackie a corpo in your run?
No, Jackie's. I think Jackie. no
Jackie's
matter,
Jackie.
he's the
I
same.
actually played a corpo run with Taylor. She started the game over.
Oh, I love
she
that.
chose
You get to
corporal.
experience it through her. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, she's
Such a good fucking game. It really
I'm really
is so
really
good.
enjoying it.
The story, like just the level of
I
immersiveness.
finished
I've
all the
never found a game like
pre-skigs,
that.
and I finished all the Regina. Oh no, not the Regina ones yet, because I'm still missing Cyber Psychos.
Oh, those are. You got to do the mission where you get the cattle prod, which no, it's called the cattle prod or something like that, and you can whack them with them and it doesn't kill them because you're not supposed to kill the cyber psychos.
Well, what I usually
Thought they were
do
having a
is
heart attack
I'll hack
before they
their
knew it.
eyesight because I'm a
Whatever
net
the
runner,
cattle prod.
and while they're distracted, you can grab them from behind and non-lethal,
And he missed the happy, loud.
easy peasy. It's
Legal.
like
All legal.
Like,
Like,
All
I have it down to a fucking science because I've been doing all these missions and stuff. It's like, and it's fun because it's a mix of like you can be shinobi or you can just go in guns blazing,
Right.
and you can enjoy either way. But I've gotten better with like the hacking the cameras and sneaking around and shit.
good for CD Project Red.
yeah,
You know,
no, they stuck
good
with
for
it.
yeah.
They earned it.
Because
They
every
earned it.
other big company, if they weren't like a private studio, if they were like a big fucking Underactive or whoever, the game would have been canceled. They would have fucking shit. It would
Well,
have
the
been.
release date was an abomination.
Oh, it was disgusting, and that's because
Yeah, it
that
was-
was only because of the whatever
The rush.
the
production.
company heads.
Still to this day, it's the only game I've gotten a refund on.
Oh wow! I
After
think it's
about
one of the only
maybe
games.
a half hour.
You can't
play.
get a refund on games now because I tried with Elden Ring. I
Xbox
fucking
you
hated
can.
that game so
Xbox
much. I
you can.
tried
There's
to get a
no
refund
logical
on Xbox
reason.
to that.
There's no logical reason to return Elden Ring though.
There's no fucking
I'm
reason.
like, I hate this
dude.
fucking game. I just do not want to play
Stupid
it,
a
please.
fucking game.
I've only played it 10, 15, 20 hours.
Great game.
And they were like, no,
It's a great game.
fuck that game.
I just don't like it. What are you gonna do? It sucks.
Skyrim,
'cause
you
he
don't
doesn't
like
it.
Skyrim, but you like that game.
I didn't say I didn't like
Crazy.
Skyrim. When the
You
fuck-
you've said you don't know where to go, even
Never
though Skyrim
once.
clearly tells you
Never-
go here.
Never once. All I would say is you'd get to a point. I'd get to a point in the game where there were too many like checkpoints and things I needed to do.
You can turn them
and
on
I'd
and
be
off.
like, ah, fuck. You know,
could
like,
turn those off and
I'd lose
ignore
it-
them.
I'd lose interest.
Vin loses interest quick, and you don't play stuff. That's the
Well, that's why I
I play
played the
stuff.
heavily modded run.
Bro, you
that I
should
did,
hear
'cause I'm very
everybody
similar.
fucking jockeying for but play Monster Hunter. Play Monster Hunter. You know, I'm like, I can't invest in fucking Monster Hunter right now. But it's always something. There's always some kind of thing.
It's your
somebody's
cousin.
saying, you gotta play. You gotta try this. Play that. And so I'm like,
Monster Hunter is fun when you're playing with your friends, but then again, it's one of those games where after a week, I'm tired of fucking.
What do I call
grinding.
those?
What's that?
what's all right? So I finished Metal
Tissues.
Gear 1.
You still haven't finished Ragnarok, Resident Evil
I got a
4.
list. I finished.
you finished
4.
Metal Gear
I finished
1.
4.
finished
I told
4?
you guys on the show fucking
Oh, I
6-8
forgot about
months
that.
ago.
Fuck God of War. You finished one.
I finished one.
You gonna play two now, brother?
I
It's
started
been a
to-
long time, brother.
So it's funny. I'm playing all these retro games, and Joe's complaining. He's like, "You got a PS5 Pro, and you're playing." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." But the funny thing about the games and playing like Metal Gear 1 especially,
It's an amazing game.
it puts you. It's
Top
like
5.
a bookmark in my brain for all these other memories because I played it when I
Yeah.
was so young.
Top 5 all time.
So it's like watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
You know, the
1991,
nostalgia
yeah.
of playing through it.
Yep.
I was like, I feel so brought back.
Yeah.
After a while, you get through the control issues.
Yeah.
It's a little funky at first, but
Yeah.
and even the graphics, you're just like, whatever. It's like I'm playing a piece of art. I know this is as good as they could get it back then.
Yeah.
Because if it was out now, it'd be the best game available now. It'd be the best game that has come out in 5-10 years if it came out now.
So I wanted to talk about this last week, but we didn't wind up doing a show since we're on the topic of gaming. And I know we've had conversations like this in the past, but I think it was more, what's the greatest game of all time, or what's like the most revolutionary game of all time.
You said those were the days?
Those were the days, yeah.
Those were the days.
And you knew where you were.
Royals were goyles and men were men. Mister, we could use a man like Herbert Hoover again.
Didn't need no welfare state.
Everybody pulled his weight.
G.R. Old LaSalle ran great. Those were the days.
Live from studio audience, as you were saying.
Yeah, that's awesome. All in the family. Yeah, what I wanted to talk about is the game that I guess was the most influential game of all time. So when I think about,
It's too easy.
I know what you're going to say, but I think about games like that, and here's where my filter is, and here's how I came up with this, and you actually really like my answer. You're going to love my answer when I tell you my answer.
Nice.
I'm thinking about games that if another game came out, did they get, like, copied?
Yeah.
So, like, obviously, Mario is going to be on the list, right?
Tell him, Mario.
But other games came out, but they weren't nearly as good as Mario Brothers. Not even close.
So many platforms.
Sonic was as close, but it was completely different than Mario. So there's still no other game that's like Zelda. You could say Zelda was a revolutionary game that innovated, but there's still no game like Zelda out there at all. Not even close. And then you can say, I thought about like Halo. Right, so Halo was the first-person shooter to have combat with vehicles, to have combat in the air with banshees and things like that.
Open world.
Open kind of platform, but there's still
the
no
sword
game.
and the gravity hammer.
Sword and
too,
the gravity
was really
hammer,
the
but there's still no
things.
game to this date that nailed it like Halo does. And while my answer is Grand Theft Auto 3, and the reason I choose Grand Theft Auto 3 is because it opened up so many games to copy little elements within that game. The radio stations, the car, the open world, all the voice acting that kind of goes on with the game. So all these little intricate things that are in so many other games today, no other game has like gotten stuff stolen from them as much as Grand Theft Auto 3, in my opinion. So that's my pick as a game that just completely revolutionized gaming, and it still stands out to the test of time because you just went back and you platinum all the original trilogy Grand Theft Auto games.
Dead in the middle. Actually, yeah, I'm dead in the middle of Grand Theft Auto 3 right now, but I already finished Vice City and San Andreas.
So what would you guys pick as the most influential game of all time? Rob, what say you?
It has to be Super Mario.
I knew it.
It has to be.
Yeah, but
You say that Grand Theft Auto has had more things stolen, but you look at any titular character in a platformer setting, it's stolen from
like
Mario.
what? But what's still around?
Everything.
Like what?
Donkey Kong, everybody.
When's the last time there was a Donkey Kong game?
They just came out with one last year, didn't they?
That was a remake of a Donkey
playing that?
Kong
you can't
Country,
deny the
wasn't it?
platform.
But I'm just saying,
When
you're talking about
2D
Gex. Gex would not exist without Mario. You talk about
the
Crash
last time we had a
Bandicoot would not
Gex?
exist without
When's the last
Mario.
time we had a
Fucking
Bandicoot?
Sonic would not
Bandicoot.
exist without Mario.
Fuck
In
that
fact,
game.
every single character, I don't care what genre,
Crash.
would not
So
exist
you're just
without
talking
Mario.
about, like, the
because
character in
Mario
general.
literally saved gaming.
Well, what about
Before Mario, it was Pong.
What
You
about
know
the
what I mean?
gameplay in Mario? No other game makes
Galaga.
the games that are as good as the gameplay that's in
Jumping
Mario.
over shit and stomping on enemies, they're fucking still doing that in video games. What are you talking about?
Yeah, actually,
That's
I don't know if they really
that's
are
an
anymore.
element. I mean, it's
They're
just,
not really
It's
jumping
a
on people's heads
platform.
there's
anymore.
definitely elements, but there's still.
Spyro the Dragon wouldn't exist. You know,
I
all
get
those
it. I get
wouldn't
it. Like Mario 64, then you have Banjo Kazooie. I get it.
You
I
wouldn't have
understand.
Jack and Daxter. You wouldn't have
Plays those
the
games.
the
Ratchet
Ratchet,
and
and Clank that came out with the system.
I don't know that you
What
wouldn't though.
Sly Cooper, they wouldn't have existed.
It's not a
Not-
matter of like
Video games
Almost
wouldn't
no
have disappeared.
game would have existed after 1984 if Mario
Also, wait,
didn't
was-
become
I don't
a
think
success.
that. I
But
think
that-
that, it
but
was
that makes
inevitable.
Gaming was dying.
But that makes Mario the most
Hold on.
important game.
Atari
Was
was,
it the
coming out
first-
with shit games towards the end of their system, and people were losing interest in video games. And it
But-
wasn't until Nintendo came out with the original Mario Brothers game that people started fucking gaming.
Was
again.
it
give
the
you
first-
I'll give you importance, but I'm not
was
giving
it,
you.
Was it the first progressive side scroller? Is my question.
Yeah. Mario
Mario
Super
1.
Mario.
It's the
yeah,
first
Mario
game where you were
Bros.
traveling across
As far as
into new territories.
Yes.
As the screen changed, the music
Or you can go
changed.
down and you can warp into another world, or you can go.
It was the
into
first
It
game
was
to have a
for-
sequel too, for as far as I'm concerned.
So I think of like Ninja Turtles, then followed
Oh, I love
suit with the.
I mean, almost
Side
any.
Now, I
game
will say
took from
this,
Mario.
considering you're saying Ninja Turtles, Ninja Turtles is one of the most influential brands of all time.
Brands are different.
If you look at the whole scope of the success of the Ninja Turtles, they've excelled in movies, cartoon shows, comics, toy
Toys.
lines, video games, everything that they have touched. I mean, you're hard pressed to find anything. You could dress yourself head to toe and your entire house outfitted with Ninja Turtles paraphernalia. It's out there for everything.
People ask me how I dress myself in the morning. How do I put on my pants?
But do you think kids are as into Ninja Turtles as they used
Yes, I will say that
How the fuck-
because of the new movies and shit, and evidenced by Eric Gruenfelder, our buddy Eric. His kids are still into the Ninja Turtles, and they're little tiny kids.
Yeah, they love
they
those
got
things.
the movie that just came
Heroes
out.
and a half.
Where they're,
shell.
you know,
Turtle
it's
power.
more for that generation. That's what's made the Turtles stand the test of time. It hasn't just been the Turtles from the '80s all this while.
All right.
Every generation has had their iteration.
All right, Chris. What about you? Most influential video game of all time?
I mean, there's a lot of choices. I just want to be an asshole and say Minecraft, but I don't mean it. I've been so buried in Minecraft
Yeah,
for the
but what
last.
other games? Have,
Fractal
what
has
what,
it in his
what other
brain.
games have had like stuff from Minecraft like about them?
Builder survival.
Any type of crafting, like where you gotta. Oh, that's not
Free
true.
roam.
Minecraft didn't start that though. No, in all seriousness, I'm gonna have to say Mario.
Mario. I think we've been here before.
Yeah, I mean we've been here before. Mario. I look at Mario
What
almost
about
as like
personal? What about your personal?
that is my
life?
personal because I look at Mario almost like an uncle, like a fucking stepfather or something. Because I would just sit in my fucking basement playing the
I said to
Mario
myself,
games
Mario,
all day.
take it easy.
Take it easy. What hardware have we
I
got?
was thinking before.
So, like, you know, he's
You
almost
better
like
tell
an
him about
uncle to me.
Mario.
I played so much Mario as a kid.
Shows a no.
I remember the sound of like Yoshi eating the apple. It was like, "Oink," you know, it was like that. I don't know. Like I just love those games and going through the portals, and then even Super Mario 64. I would say Super Mario 64 specifically. I'm gonna say, even though the other games in all reality, but Super Mario 64 was one of the first 3D polygonal games that weren't this 2D bullshit. It was 3-dimensional, and when you jumped into that portrait, and the portrait wiggles as it does the waveforms as you jump through it. And every one of those levels on Super Mario 64,
Amazing.
first you face the Bomb Bomb King.
Yeah.
You face him. You do the Koopa race.
Yeah.
Then you go to the other
The water,
freaking
underwater level.
the underwater, and
eel.
you fight the big Womp guy, the big brick dude. You know, all the bosses in that game are awesome. You know,
Snow level with the penguin.
snow
You
level
know
with the
what?
penguins.
Dire
the-
Doc's music helps me fall asleep.
Dire
You know,
Docs.
all those little touches you're talking about, the music, the sounds, the function, the bopping, and like all that is the formula. And that's also what makes Zelda a great game because it has the same exact stuff.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
Nintendo's
it's
attention to detail is on ultra
But
pretty
my,
much all
but my
the time.
pushback was yes, the
Except
formula
Pokemon.
that they've taken from Mario and
Mario.
they've infused it into Zelda, Banjo Kazooie, some other games. But what other companies have taken stuff from these Nintendo, specifically Mario games, and have kind of introduced that into their game? when I think of Grand Theft Auto and like elements of it, there's
Oh,
elements
it's one of the most ripped off games.
That's
I
what
mean.
I'm saying. So in terms of,
But I
it's-
feel like they've kind of given up too.
There's a difference between important. So to Rob's point, like Mario was important for the game industry to continue.
Well, how do you
and to
define
breathe-
influence?
Influence meaning
I got a
like,
good
it
one.
influenced all these other people to bring out copies and try to mimic
Get
the fucking
rip-offs.
goddamn formula of Grand Theft Auto 3. You had Saints Row, you had Mafia, you had
Driver.
the Sopranos
Oh.
game, Driver,
what was
Godfather.
the LA game?
Godfather, LA
Scarface.
Noir.
No, not LA Noir. It was
Crackdown?
LA Mean Streets of LA or something.
Mean
Streets of
Streets-
LA.
Streets of LA.
You
Oh
could play
my
Snoop
God.
Dogg in that. It was a good game.
But it just
I
kept
remember
pumping
that
out
shit.
all of
The
these.
Getaway. You play the
Copies,
Getaway.
copies.
Just think about like the Spider-Man game, right? It's an open world game. The map
yeah.
on Spider-Man is the map that you would play on Grand Theft Auto.
You know what I
That's
always
what I'm
assumed?
talking about when I say influential.
I actually always assumed that the team that made Grand Theft Auto, Rockstar, the top-down Micro Machine one,
Mhm.
I'm assuming that they played Mario 64, and that was the spark to say,
Do you
we
know
can
what
do it.
game
We
that
can
game
do it.
resembles?
Like, this
I'll
is
tell
what-
you right now. The Grand Theft Auto, like the original ones that were on PlayStation 1, the top-down car game, the first game to look like that was the Dick Tracy game for Nintendo.
oh, shit, yeah.
Is that the first one? Because I have
remember
that
that.
game.
I was going to say, that's
Yes.
somewhere down here. That's got to be.
Yep. Because Dick Tracy, you can drive around in a car, you can get out of the car, go into a
And it's
building,
top
and
down.
then you're in like the
And it was a level.
it's a level.
Okay,
I have
But
that
it was
game.
top down, just like Grand Theft Auto. You drive around a city, go into another building. It was
funny.
And it was great because you would like gather evidence, and as you beat like
Yeah.
bosses
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff, you would be able to
That game was
interrogate them.
really
but then,
good.
like, unless you had evidence on them, you had to gather enough evidence to put Big Boy away,
Big Boy
which
did
was essentially the entire game.
Boy did it.
so you had to take down Flat Top, you had to take down Itchy and Mumbles,
fucking
and
movie.
all those guys. But it was a great game, tough,
great.
very
It was
tough,
really good.
and you
Those-
could
all
shoot
those
out of your
games are
car. Like there'll be like
Yes.
guys on the corners
Yes.
trying to shoot at you,
Yep.
and like you can shoot out of the car or get out of the car and shoot at them from the street.
It's got to be the original source for what they wanted to make
100%.
GTA.
100%.
Playing that as kids, and they were like, "Oh, it'd be cool if you could like."
And you
blow
can
up
even
the
go
shit."
back to your office and then check your notes and stuff and see. Yeah, it was
Oh,
great.
it's great. Now you make me want to play it. Put it
I
on.
want to
I
play
literally
the
have it
Scarface game.
right there.
Boot it
It's
up.
fucking right there.
Put it up.
Rob might pick up the 64 retro 4K fucking like third-party system that's coming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You plug in like your old.
Any, games?
Now, does it work like a Raspberry Pi? Can you download everything, or is it?
Can't say I've looked into it. I really just. It's not something I would totally go out of my way.
Chris
to
doesn't
get,
like
but-
cream pies though, right, Chris?
Yeah, we said that.
What's your pick again? Give us your pick before we go to the next topic.
It's not a personal pick, but it's got to be. It's definitely in the pantheon of gaming influence, and it's Street Fighter.
Okay, that's a great one.
Street Fighter by far, from the arcade to the console, inspiring Mortal Kombat,
Yeah.
Virtual Fighter,
Yep.
Dead or Alive, you name it, any fighting game
Killer
that's ever
Instinct.
happened, Killer Instinct, any of those games, that all the way to Injustice and anything new.
Fatal Fury. Yeah.
It's all based on Street Fighter. I don't think there was any other game that was head to head.
Talking to a pro Street Fighter player.
I figure I was kind of pandering to Joe with this
Yeah,
one.
no,
anyway.
there's actually Capcom Cup 11 is taking place probably about an hour in Japan. So it's the World Championships of Street Fighter. The top 16 are today. They went through like basically to enter the Capcom Cup, you have to win a major tournament. So once
Okay.
you win that, then you can make it to Capcom Cup, and then they narrow the field down to the 16 best Street Fighter 6
Global.
players in the world, global,
Okay.
in the world.
Tiger.
So it's like you're the world warrior. You're not just New York or USA or Japan.
Not a United
they-
States World Championship.
Yeah,
it is
they're
Do they give you
World
like a Ryu
Championship.
costume or something? Like, what do you get?
Hadouken!
What do you get for winning?
Tiger!
Tiger.
Yeah, what is the price?
$1 million.
1 million.
I guess you could buy your own Ryu costume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buy your own. You're good.
You know what though? As you say this, it kind of makes me think like you used to have. You'd have a fighting game.
Oh, he's changing his answer. Here we go.
No, but you would have a fighting game like Street Fighter, and you want to fight, you play the fighting game. And then if you want to drive, you would play the driving game, and you would drive around in the driving game. You know, like you had like these individual games just for like doing one thing.
Grand Theft Auto does all of them.
Grand Theft Auto does do
Shooting,
all those things:
punching,
shooting,
driving,
driving, fighting,
Music,
Baseball
fucking,
bats.
yeah,
and-
fucking,
you know,
killing,
story.
Story.
It's just, it does have everything.
side games, mini
little
games.
mini games, games within the game. There's
Yeah.
always a arcade.
Well, that's what I'm
machine
saying.
that
You could play golf in GTA. You
Yeah.
can arm wrestle in GTA. You could do all. You could fish. I guess it
Play
was
Galaga.
Here's the
Red
biggest
Dead, but-
innovation, and I think
Sorry.
this also ruined, and Rob is probably appreciate this. I think Grand Theft Auto ruined video games for voice actors. Because after Grand Theft Auto came out, now you had to have a major Hollywood celebrity as the voice of your character. And you had to infuse all these Hollywood actors as the voices in your game.
That's actually not true, though.
Prior to that,
Not
you
for
didn't
video
really
games.
have.
Let me
you had
address
voice
that, though.
actors, but they were specific to like cartoons and games and things like that.
I'll
they
agree
weren't
that they
celebrities.
introduced celebrities into video game voice acting, but I don't think they took a dominant role like they did in animated film.
They actually, can I tell you, there's a whole story written about this, and that they don't use like famous voice actors anymore
had
for
to
the most
stop.
part.
Whose fault was it?
It was Burt Reynolds, I think, was one of like the big things.
They
Because
had a bitch
Burt-
of a time working with
do you
Burt
mean?
Reynolds.
It's very hard to work with like big egos, and they don't really, at least
Well-
at the time, they didn't respect the video game industry. Now, video game industry has probably gotten more respect from Hollywood.
Yeah, Rockstar said two things about it. It said it was really difficult to work with some of these guys, and their schedules only allowed them to do it for like 30 days. They had like 30 days with this guy,
Right.
and that was fucking it. No recut, reshoots, nothing. Now, the games are mo-capped. They're fucking having to come back for even I don't think reshoots like that, but new voiceovers. Like maybe they changed the scene.
Well, I just think about like the game you just said you completed, like Metal Gear Solid, which in my opinion is top 5 in terms of like voice acting in a game. But none of those actors are David Hayter. None of them are like well-known like Hollywood actors. None of them. It wasn't until Grand Theft Auto when you had actual Hollywood actors voicing characters in a video game.
Yeah, they stopped with San Andreas, I think. It was like the last, because they had Samuel and San Andreas.
Jackson.
And then after that, with GTA 4 and the next generation, they went with, Nico.
Right.
And then, I mean, you look at GTA 5, they really launched
Oh, they had
careers for those guys.
Michael Madsen in 5. Wasn't he one of the voices in something?
No, he's in
No?
3.
He's in 3.
Michael Madsen's definitely in
Right,
3.
yeah, he's in 3.
That's one of the crime bosses.
I mean, they'll have some voice actors. I mean, now they have, like, famous DJs and stuff like that, too.
Well, look at the Red
They had
Dead
Dr.
people.
Dre in Grand Theft Auto.
True, that was
But yes, the Red Dead
the Red
voice
Dead voice
actors that
actors.
Rob
Right.
has met.
They ended up being on TV and TV shows
Right.
because of that, their roles in that. So yes, now
Stephen Ogg.
the video game industry has gone like so big. It's bigger than movies technically by revenue.
Yeah.
And these actors are launching their careers off the backs of really good games. Look at the guy who did Indiana Jones.
Tony Baker.
He's The Last of Us. He started as
Right.
Joel.
Right.
His whole fucking career. Now he's in the last, or he
He
was
did
in
an
the Last
amazing
of
job
Us.
as Indy.
That's
Yeah.
what I heard.
I thought it was him. I didn't know that it was even another guy playing him.
It would
Thought
look
it- you
funny
thought it was
watching
AI?
him make that voice, though.
Oh, I would
'Cause
like to see that.
It would be tough to your brain.
You know
would
he's
get-
doing a Harrison Ford face when he's doing it. He's like,
Oh,
you
gross.
almost got to turn into him.
Yeah, they
like-
got a mimic.
You got a PowerPoint like he does.
All right, we got to promise if we do put on SmackDown, we have to narrate it. So the feedback I got from the audience was, if you guys are staring off into space, we don't know what the hell's going on.
All right.
So we're staring at you, stare at that.
I mean, do we have the remote?
we
got a
gotta-
lot of
and then-
comments trying to
and-
sleep.
and-
Visualize.
And the other piece was, are you guys ready to? Are you okay if I give you some feedback? Are you okay? Will you be okay? Why aren't you doing JR and King when you're watching SmackDown? And I agreed. Why yeah, you guys do it on the rendo. When
The
we're
remote's
watching
over there.
We're watching
Oh,
fucking
I got
SmackDown. You'll get it.
I'll
Oh,
get
you're
the
more
remote.
fucking. Yeah, the table's my way this time.
It's the black one over there.
Spry. He's gonna walk in front of the camera.
Break up my fucking party.
Oh, it's a sin.
Oh, I don't
Oh, look,
know.
there's Chris.
Ah!
There's Chris.
Ah!
Chris!
Sorry, I just derailed us. I knew if I brought up SmackDown, but I am interested to see.
We might have missed it already.
What? No, it's 8:48, right?
We missed the first 40 minutes. The first couple minutes of SmackDown is usually the most important.
SmackDown.
You don't know that. You have to,
We got Tiffy time. Don't worry, we got Tiffy Trishy
Speaking
time.
of SmackDown and wrestling,
Yes.
I did pick up WWE 2K25. And I will be doing a live stream of that at some point during this weekend. I'll let you guys know. So just stay tuned to our social media channels to know when I'm going to go live, show off the game, show off the new features, some of the roster changes. A lot of it is copy and paste. A lot of the roster is the same. They didn't really update a lot of the legends, which really pisses
I heard that
me
this
off.
is the biggest roster that they've ever had in a WWE game.
Yeah, it's basically like all the other games, but including their DLC. And now you'll have more DLC. Like I sent you the DLC list, and they actually have some really good upcoming DLC packs. One of them has like Penta in it, so you'll enjoy that. And there's a Legends pack. There's a Monday Night Wars pack coming out. So
There was a
definitely-
comment about it though. Was it? It was from Selig Rivik, friend of the show. He said, "I've been playing WWE 20." Oh, he said 24.
right.
So maybe that's not. This one's 25, right?
25, yeah, it just came
He
out.
said on Xbox
yesterday.
X,
Today,
the online matches don't work with crap. Is it any different with
It-
PS5?
actually. Well,
How is
I
the-
played 2K24 on PS5. PS5. It's not a huge upgrade. It's not a matter of what system you're playing on. It's the fucking
The servers. Yeah.
Their servers, from what I'm understanding, are not an improvement this year either. Although I haven't tested them out for myself yet, I will go ahead and play some Royal Rumble matches online just so I can test out the latency and just to see if I get disconnects or anything like that.
It's
So
probably the biggest thing holding any of us back from buying it.
yeah, but that game is so full of features and options that you can do, and to not like give you a fleshed out online mode that is stable,
Yeah.
it's definitely like a setback because
Definitely.
that game is really good.
You're talking about 3 additional sales in this room
Yeah.
if online works.
I
I'd
haven't
be-
bought a game in God knows when, so I'm like, yeah, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Because the last game I bought was Madden, and I barely played it. But prior to that, I think the last game prior to Madden was probably 2K24. Like I haven't been buying games at all, like zero, nothing.
I'll say though, man,
Oh,
like
but in-
we had some fun
No,
matches.
Game Pass. I
When
buy
we
shit.
did that special
Oh,
guest
that's right.
match,
That
the
doesn't count
The
then.
referee match, that shit was
Oh, it was
fucking.
all, we could still do. I mean, we'll see.
When what was it like? I had you undo the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
So then I went and fixed the turnbuckle, and while my
yeah.
back was turned, Joe hit him with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
chair, and then the guy grabs the chair to hit Joe, and I turn around and I catch him. Shit's too funny.
Throw the fucking. Can we lower this a little?
Too funny. It might be a little loud.
Black.
We do have SmackDown on. We're tuning in.
SmackDown, 2 guys, and God knows
You had a
what this
question,
is.
Joe. Which version did you get of 2K25?
Oh, I got the Bloodline. I got the big $120 version.
Jesus!
Of course you did.
That's another problem.
Are there a
with
lot
games.
of
I don't wanna
classic
do that.
wrestlers in
I don't
this
wanna
one?
do that.
All of
That's what I
them from
would've done.
last year, including all the DLC, are available, plus some new ones. So they have
Was
like,
Hulk Hogan in it, brother?
Hulk. There's like five or six different Hulk Hogans.
That's funny. What about Sarge? Bet you not.
No,
See?
no Sarge. Dusty
Always
Rhodes
snubbing
is
my
in it.
buddy.
Who's Sarge?
No Sarge. Yeah.
They
fuck
never
is
put
that?
Sarge in the games.
Mr. Perfect is
They
in
don't
it,
wanna
which
pay
I'm
him?
happy about because he was DLC last year. Honky Tonk Man's in it. He was DLC last year. Rick Rude's in it. He was DLC. So there's
Oh.
there's
They tried to say Grand Theft Auto is going to be the first $100 game. I think that's bullshit.
like just base.
Yeah. I
without,
think
like a
Wow.
like getting an expansion. Like this is the.
So it's going to be
Punch Out
150
season
for the
pass.
bougie version?
it's just some bullshit. It was something that some market analyst. put out there.
Analyst.
Yeah, it's like a complete-
Analyst.
I was like, there'll be a $100 version of Grand Theft Auto 6, but you'll be able to buy it at $70. There's no reason that they would. They're gonna
They
sell
would
a
alienate
trillion.
a lot of.
They're gonna sell a trillion copies. Yeah, I don't think they want to be the ones that like resets the market on
Right.
game pricing.
Right.
They already have enough money. They know they're gonna sell gangbusters.
Right.
It's gonna do $1 billion in pre-sale at $70. So
Yeah, I
They're
didn't get
just-
to play too much 2K25.
I'll buy the $130.
I'll buy it. Yeah, I mean,
I'll-
it's
I'll-
one game that I feel like is actually going to feel like a next generation experience. But 2K25, I played through the first showcase match, which is basically that it takes you through the end of the Bloodline, which is last year's WrestleMania. So you get to do all the run-ins, and you get to play it like when Cena runs in, when Taker
Oh.
runs in. So you get to do that, and then the story kicks into King of the Ring 1993 when Yokozuna defeats Hulk Hogan for the WWF title. You play as Yokozuna. You play as basically all the Samoan bloodline members in this one, which is cool. And they have everybody. They have High Chief Peter Maivia, which is The Rock's grandfather. They have the Wild Samoans. They have the Head Shrinkers. I don't know if Chris remembers the Head Shrinkers. They have Umanga.
Oh manga.
So yeah, they have all the Samoan dynasty in this game, all of them, and every
We have
version. of them,
Rosie and
too.
Jamal.
Rosie and Jamal, and they have like the Rock from like when he first came out with Rocky Maivia.
Rocky Maivia with the
then
blue.
they had the Nation of Domination Rock. They have like 5 or 6
Scavana.
versions of Rocks. So really, really cool.
Pure moves.
Straight from
Yeah,
Europe.
I mean, I'm tempted to get it because I saw like you can climb the SmackDown fist and jump off of it again.
wait,
Which that was one of the classic things you did in those
wait
SmackDown
till
games.
WrestleMania at least, because it'll be 50% off, like WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, they'll
It's
definitely
one of those
they'll
games
put
you
it on
see.
sale.
It goes on heavy duty sale. If it's
Yeah.
maybe not a year away, at least like 6 months from now, it'll be and just as relevant. I don't see like having to buy it when it comes out, other than cool, it's new. Let me fuck with it. Yeah, I have to hold off. I paid $100 for the last one and I didn't get my money.
It does have a very good
fault.
creative community in that
It's
you
my
can
favorite. That's what I
you can download tons
spend
of
most
stuff.
of my time on.
Yeah, I mean, like
download my
anybody
favorite
not
guys.
on the roster, you could just download.
I was a diamond as an uploader last year, so I uploaded like alternate characters of like attires of Bret Hart, Macho Man, Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels. So thousands upon thousands of people downloaded my accurate alternate attire. So I'll do that again. I already made a Bret Hart, but it's more copy and paste. It's the same thing as we had last year. So, but I'll do it again because I know people enjoy it.
Oh, definitely. It has a big market. Be another game I'd like if it just went totally next gen, didn't have any previous gen.
No, it doesn't.
No, it does. It just doesn't have the online mode. It doesn't have that online free roam shit. But I was reading about it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Previous gen consoles just don't have access to that.
Yeah, they
thing.
need to just do away with
Just
that.
go-
Like,
yeah.
it's a 5-year.
Go.
We're 5 years into these next gen. Why are you still making old gen games?
Just because they're greedy.
Fucking,
Greedy cocksuckers.
you're not really getting the full potential. And I thought that too because the game graphically didn't really like. Meh.
Doesn't stun you.
No.
It looks good. I would
Looks
say
okay.
like when I see flashes of it, I'm like, oh wow, that kind of looked real. Like
Yeah.
a little flash. Similar to Madden, maybe once or
Yeah.
twice it catches you, but
Yeah.
for the most part, it still doesn't have the fluidness you would look for maybe in a next gen experience where it's like, oh, these things are the collision detection's really premium. Where similar, maybe UFC has a really good example of good collision. Or remember Fight Night? Fight Night was
Fight Night
dope
was
as
ahead
fuck.
of its time.
What?
When you punch and the faces would just morph and just blood and the bruising and
That was next gen. That was a next gen showcase
sweat,
game.
like-
Yeah, you saw
Actually,
the
never
sweat
played
knocking off their
those.
head.
In fact,
Fucking so much fun.
I never even played the Def Jam games until I actually just
Def
got
Jam.
them.
Those were fun.
So I got I got
Fight
those.
Night was ahead of the game. The one with
Def-
Muhammad Ali on the cover, right? That had Tyson in it. The first game you could do Tyson versus Ali, like I had to have.
I had the Rocky
don't
games.
understand
Those
how the
were
fuck-
fun.
Really Rocky.
Yeah, they came out with
Used to have-
2 Rocky games on the PS2.
oh,
Ready to Rumble was a really fun game
Oh,
too
great.
back in the day.
Dreamcast launch game.
Yeah. Oh, really? Shit. PS2 obviously for that, but I don't know what happened. They kind of fucking fumbled all those really great franchises.
Funny, boxing has been like an integral part of gaming since the beginning because there was even an
Punch-Out.
Atari boxing game.
Mike
Yeah.
Tyson's Punch Out. So
Even
first,
before that,
Unbeatable.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out is the first video game I've ever owned.
Oh shit. You figure Mike Tyson was the equivalent of Bo Jackson Tecmo Bowl.
Python.
Unbeatable.
Oh yeah, they made a joke about that on Family Guy,
Oh yeah.
where he plays as Bo Jackson and he's like running up and down the field, and Cleveland can't tackle him.
Paul George on
Deaf guy?
SmackDown?
He literally runs all the way
Paul
back
George
to his
goes
own
to
red
SmackDown,
zone
but he
and then
doesn't
runs
play
back.
in games. Like, what is this shit?
Goes to
Guy's played like 5 games this season.
Pretty cool looking belt.
it's really funny, off topic, but my dad, he retired recently. So you know who he's picked up in his retirement?
Video games?
No, we tried. He kind of tried, but he hasn't really gotten there yet. I think it's still too like
Has it picked up
mind blowing.
watching boxing?
No, but he started watching fucking South Park and Family Guy
It's weird.
every night. I'm telling you right
South Park's
now,
hilarious.
right now,
They're on
bigger,
their shit.
longer, and uncut. The Blu-ray cover is magnetically attached to the refrigerator.
Just
in
have
his-
Rob
in
knock
his
on your
kitchen.
door as Peter Griffin, and he'll go nuts.
He doesn't-
Yeah,
He knows
yeah.
Rob.
Every time he watches, he's just like, oh, it's
I'm just
Rob
gonna walk
does it
in
so
dressed
good.
like Peter, and he's just gonna look at his joint like.
Okay, so Cody is going to come out. He didn't come out yet. I'm glad.
Cody
we
is
did.
not out yet. And actually, so we do have some
Melanin
good comments.
in my soul.
Oh, hit us,
Oh
hit us.
my God, it's Cody Rhodes.
He
look at
loved that.
Travis Scott.
So we do have some good comments here. Selig is going on a tear. He said the mechanic is Bill Burr in GTA 5, which I thought was funny because
Yes.
I'm Johnny on the spot.
Yes, those guys were on
Uh,
TV too.
That wasn't
those-
actually Bill
some of
Burr,
the
but he
celebrities.
does sound similar. He says that. What version did you get? They asked that. He also mentioned, can you believe that Rhea Ripley lost the belt? That's
I
kind
don't
of a
really know.
surprise.
Speaking of Rhea Ripley, here comes Bianca Belair, who's going to challenge for the women's world title. Honestly, I don't know what they're doing with Rhea Ripley. Like, I almost want to say maybe she'll get thrown into a triple threat match with
Yeah.
Bianca and Io, or they're going to completely go the other direction and have Rhea finish the storyline with Dom, and maybe we'll have an intergender match like Rhea versus Dom at Mania. or maybe like Rhea versus Liv in a Hell in a Cell, just to kind of end their kind of whatever. So I don't really know, but I thought that was a mistake because Rhea Ripley's never been hotter, like literally never been hotter at this point in her career. So
So hot right now.
yeah,
Sheesh.
so I don't.
I got an idea.
She could step
She
on
challenges Chelsea Green for the United
It's a
States.
downgrade.
But people would enjoy seeing her
Nah, that-
beat Chelsea Green. She's a good,
That's
hateable.
basically saying now you're a mid-carder. You're taking someone who's in the main event scene, selling out pay-per-views, main eventing, going on last above the men, and you're going to put her in a mid-card bullshit U.S.
Mids
title.
at best.
That's bad
Sometimes you lose sight of the ball. I mean, that was the whole thing. Is she fucked herself?
That's
She
bad
was
booking.
when she was fighting Io. Got thrown out of the ring. I'm telling for the people watching who might not know, Io was thrown out of the ring. She was going to get counted out. Bianca was on commentary or sitting ringside, and she said, "Come on, get up. You can get in there. Get up." That's all she did. She just said, "Get up." And then Rhea got mad and came out. She was like, "You want to face her instead of me?" Blah 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 blah. Got in her face, pushed her. She pushed her back. The referee split them. She went in the ring. She picked up Rio. She was gonna do her pump handle slam off the turnbuckle, and she said, "I'll see you at WrestleMania." And then Rio fucking Hurricane Rana her, did the moonsault, beat her. So she fucked herself, and that's the whole thing. Is she let her pride and her hubris get the better of her, and let's see where they go with that. I don't know.
As long as we can keep seeing her hubris, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm all right seeing her hubris too.
But can we do a boiling point segment right now?
It's enough to get me to the boiling point. Travis Scott, you're no good motherfucker. Travis Scott, you're a piece of shit. I'll beat the fuck out of you. I'll suplex you. I'll put you in the camel clutch, and I'll fuck your ass, and I'll make you humble.
What a fucking unprofessional piece of shit. I think we've gotten to the point now where Triple H has gotten so relaxed with these jerk-off fucking social media fucking celebrities like fucking
Travis
I
Scott.
Show Speed and fucking Bad Bunny and fucking goddamn Logan Paul. Travis Scott is not Logan Paul. He's not Bad Bunny. He's not a fucking athlete. He has no business being in the fucking ring, let alone going into business for himself and legitimately fucking cracking Cody Rhodes and fucking decimating his fucking eardrum. Like, I guarantee you. It would be a cold day in hell if that shit ever happened if Vince McMahon was still in charge. If Vince McMahon was still in charge, that shit would not fucking fly.
So he didn't actually injure Cody. Conrad Thompson on one of his podcasts
Fuck the Conrad.
even said Cody called him. He was talking to Cody on the phone, and he said, "No, he didn't even touch me."
That's bullshit.
Well, that's what
You
Cody's
could clearly
saying.
see him fucking hit him really hard.
He does
I
an
watched
open
it-
face
I
hit.
watched it in instant replay. I watched it on Stevie Richards' podcast
but she's
where
hurt
he
now.
fucking just cracks him.
He slapped with an open hand, so it was a
Slaps
loud
him.
slap, and he might have slapped his ear, which hurts. If
Yes.
if you ever got fucking hit in the ears,
Yes.
it hurts.
But what is he doing there? Like, I know he's either,
I loved it. First
Travis
of all,
Scott? Why?
it's just he's part of Rock's
What?
fucking.
He has to just go.
He's,
he has
he's
to
part of
just-
Rock's entourage. He's just
Content
there. It's
writer.
kind of like it reminded me of Dennis Rodman. He was just there hanging out, fucking burning stage. It was funny. It's like, oh yeah, First of all, what's the Rock doing there? Is the question. What the fuck is he doing back? And then he's coming out with Travis Scott. He's wearing this ridiculous outfit. He's being an asshole. Travis Scott's just hanging out, laughing and burning sage. And then when the heel turn happens, he was there. And just like shit kind of happens in real life, like if you open up Twitter right now and scroll for fucking 3 seconds, you'll see a video of somebody getting fucking sucker punched. While his friends were beating the shit out of Cody, they were hopping him, he fucking got his licks in too. The Rock told him, hit him, and he got his licks in. And I bet you Cody Rhodes probably told him, I want you to fucking hit me. He probably told him, I don't want you to hold back. I want you to give me like a good hit. Because that's what they do when they really mean it. You know, they don't want it to look phony. And I thought it added to it. It's like this asshole is just there.
Why would you put
He-
a non-trained professional who's not privy to the business, who's not privy to the
the
kayfabe
new
of the
shit.
business?
They've always done that.
No, they wouldn't allow Mr. T to hit Roddy Piper to jeopardize the main event of WrestleMania 1.
He didn't hit him
Mike
that
Tyson,
hard.
who was a fucking maniac during WrestleMania 14, he gave Shawn Michaels a worked punch.
Yeah, you're acting like
Shawn-
Cody's dead.
Mike Tyson could have knocked out Shawn Michaels to where he never gets up again, and he gave him a worked punch.
Sure.
Like, you allowed this guy who's not a worker to throw a worked punch, and it backfired on you.
They allowed Pete fucking Rose to take fucking 4 or 5 tombstone pile drivers from Kane.
Does not hurt you. He lands on your knees.
It's a more
It's
dangerous
controlled.
maneuver if you get landed on your head.
It's Kane. He's not going to do that to Pete
Of course,
Rose.
Kane's not going to do that. I'm just saying they've
but
always
you're-
had celebrities
you're not
doing
making
stupid
fucking
shit.
sense. Pete Rose isn't
To you.
tombstoning Kane. Kane is tombstoning Pete Rose. You're missing the fucking point.
You
here.
still have a guy that is not well, he's an athlete.
missing the
he's not
point!
he's not a wrestler.
What about Snoop Dogg?
In the ring doing shit? What do you mean?
No, the point is you let a non-wrestler hit a wrestler.
Oh, he's fine. You're acting like Cody's dead.
Thank God that he's fine, but that could have really fucking fucked up the
Yeah,
goddamn
but guess
main
what?
event
They
of
did the same
WrestleMania.
thing the other way with Ice Show Speed and fucking Braun Breaker.
Fuck that kid.
I'm just saying.
People
No,
got in
it's
the comments.
fair,
like,
it's fair.
No,
"Joe,
but
Joe,
again,
why do you hate Ice Show
the
Speed?"
non-wrestler took the bump from the wrestler who can play it safe. You're
But
missing
you're
my
acting
point
like
again.
fucking
I don't
Travis
think- I
Scott
don't
said,
think
"Hey."
Braun Breaker held back
Like,
at all.
you're acting like it was his idea for him to hit Cody. They probably told him. First of all, they brought his ass out there.
Okay,
they
but
put
if
him there.
if you're gonna do that, teach the fucker how to throw a worked punch.
Well, he slapped him. He gave him an open palm, open hand slap. It was kind of on the ear,
It's fucked up.
but apparently, according to
fucked up.
Cody Rhodes, he didn't even touch him.
It's bullshit.
Well, that's
I
what
want to hear
Cody's saying.
Cody Rhodes say that. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, look, if he
Camera
comes out
don't
later
lie.
and
I've been
he's
watching
swollen
wrestling
up,
40 fucking years. Bullshit. He gave him a black eye, dude.
well, let's see. And that's first of all, that happens sometimes even in the ring amongst wrestlers. Chris Jericho gave China a black eye, and Vince
Vader's
fucking
eyeball
crucified
popped
him.
out.
You're
Vader's eyeball popped
You're
out.
missing the point, dude.
You're missing the point in that this
the point.
brings eyes to the product. There are people who are
Who the fuck gives a shit about Travis Scott? No
He's
one
one
is
of the
saying,
most
wow, I
successful
want to
rappers in the
no
world.
One's,
Yeah.
Fuck. No one's
it's
saying
not
no.
you.
I wanna watch
You just
wrestling.
don't give a shit about
Nobody
Travis
gives
Scott.
a shit about fucking
Nobody.
Travis.
Kids do.
Yeah, no, he's
Crazy to
like
say that
a
bullshit.
phenomena. He's
But
you
you're
can't
gonna
deny
say I
You don't
wanna
have
wa-
kids to
You're
say
gonna
you
take
know
someone
that.
who doesn't watch wrestling, and now you want to watch wrestling because Travis Scott was in a ring with The Rock.
Yes.
maybe.
Do you have a kid that was born in the last 10 years, Joe?
I don't buy it.
I don't buy it. It's
Name
what
5 songs he made.
brings ball.
I'm not the generation he's catering to.
Fucking can't.
brings
Goosebumps, Fiend, which is their theme, 4x4,
you're a fan.
Astro World.
Oh, he's a fan
I
of
can't think of another
Astro
one.
World was giant. Some people died at his fucking
People-
concert.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's-
fucking goddamn.
he's
100,000
like-
people.
Yeah,
I'm clueless, and even I've heard this guy's name.
Whatever.
he's on Fortnite and shit. He's permeating.
My niece
He had
knows
his
who
own
the guy
Fortnite
is.
show. It was like a whole separate fucking.
He had his
thing.
own fucking season again.
So they do it for like just going viral and getting fucking clicks
Yes.
and shit. It's just.
What do you think it's
All
all
the way
about?
to
It's
then-
about
but then-
eyeballs and money.
Yes,
and that's
but
what
you-
these people
and
play.
yes.
You, the point is, you jeopardized your main event fucking.
Why the
champion.
fuck have Andy Kaufman fight fucking
Jim
what's his
Carrey.
face?
No, but you're again. You keep bringing this up, Rob. But what I'm trying to tell you is, Andy Kaufman.
When have they ever not included celebrities?
I'm not
in fucking
talking about the
WWE?
inclusion of celebrities. I'm talking about allowing a celebrity to throw a work punch.
line-
What do you think hurt more, the punch or the fucking getting whipped by the leather belt?
Snoop Dogg fucking did elbow drops on people. What are you talking
Snoop
about?
Dogg did an elbow drop directly onto the Miz's heart.
He
like,
did, but it's not-
full blown real elbow drop
Snoop-
onto the center
Snoop
of
Dogg
his
is the
chest.
size of your
Arnold
fucking.
Schwarzenegger
Doesn't
did a
matter.
fucking couple of hits.
Elbows hurt.
He didn't.
A fucking baby can elbow you and it'll hurt. It's a fucking elbow.
They've always fucking done it.
By the way, right now in the ring, it seems that Naomi is. I think she may have just admitted to running over Jade Cargill to Bianca, her friend here, and she said, "I did it for you." It was almost like I did it for
I
The
did
Rock.
it for The Rock. I
So
did
she's
it
in the
for
ring
people.
crying, and Bianca is leaving because she can't believe that she did it.
They're breaking up.
There's a lot of voice cracks, like voice cracking, screaming
Tears.
right
She's
now.
taking off the neck brace. The fake neck brace. Nice, dude. She's fucking
Her voice is like
Oh, Naomi's
cracking.
going heel. Look at this.
screaming.
Oh,
Oh, she pushed.
she pushed her off something, I guess.
She's
She
talking
just said I
about-
should have pushed her harder.
Not Belair, but she's talking about
Jade Cargill.
Jade Cargill. Oh, everybody.
Oh
in the
wow, this
crowd
is awesome! I
totally
love
caught
it.
in.
I fucking love Naomi. I fucking love her. She's turning heel. Good. Oh, she just called her a bitch. I love it.
Ooh,
Naomi
that's
is
fighting words.
she is screaming right now. I love this.
Well, now.
Uh-oh,
Jade
uh-oh.
Cargill's gonna come out of nowhere.
There's like a Ford Taurus pulling up.
Ford
That's a
Taurus.
Chevy.
What is that?
That's a Chevy, Chris. You're a
I'm
car
just
guy. Are you?
naming up a
Escalade.
bullshit.
Oh,
here it is. It's
there
Jade
she
Cargill.
is.
Oh, she's
Looking like a
dressed.
got
Jackson
storm,
Pollock
got a
blood
painting.
suit on
going.
already.
Look at the shit on that brick.
Holy shit!
Shit is going down on SmackDown right now.
Look at the shit on that brick.
Oh my god! Look at it.
What are you gonna do? Beat up a fucking like? She's not wearing a neck brace anymore.
No, she ripped it off. Oh boy!
It was like the Cowboy Bob Orton cast.
I'm gonna say we got some funny
So
comments. in
Jade
here.
and Bianca are side by side
Lord
on the
have
stage.
mercy.
Bianca said, "Go ahead," and she's leaving Naomi to get her ass beat by Jade again, I guess. Naomi's not backing down. God, I love
It's
Naomi.
about to go
Oh,
down.
she's backing
Up,
down.
and she's
Backing
running away.
down.
Gotta run away. She's bigger than you.
God, I love her.
Oh, she's going
Oh,
in the crowd.
you're not
maybe
running fast enough. All right, she's-
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
I guess she's gonna kill Naomi.
Good God Almighty!
So now Jade Cargill is fighting Naomi. And
So this will
beating
be
the
a
shit out of her on the
WrestleMania
table.
match.
Good God Almighty!
Puppies! The Spanish announcing table.
JR!
We've got
She's dressed like a Jackson Pollock painting.
I'd like to make a Jackson Pollock out of her, JR.
She looks like
Puppies!
she's dressed like a DMX album cover.
Yeah. It's dark.
Oh my God, JR! Just
Lord
some JR.
Must be
and
her
King.
time of the month, King.
The only thing I dislike about Jade Cargill is her wigs. Like
She looks like Storm.
Storm look. Yeah.
it's the wigs I don't like.
God, could you imagine her as Storm? She'd be perfect.
Yeah, but can she act?
It's not, yeah.
Maybe.
What's wrong with Halle Berry?
Halle Berry, I mean, she was cute, but she's fucking old now.
I'm not saying now.
What's
but I'm saying
wrong
she,
with
what's
Halle
wrong with
Berry?
her? She was great.
I saw her at the Oscars and she looks damn good.
Oh yes, she does.
Halle Berry is. Whew,
Oh, well, Halle
Does
Berry, it's
not
always been a
crack.
fucking smoke show.
Oh,
does
she's
not crack.
she's unbelievable.
She was
Selleck
really good in
says,
the
I
fucking
can't
Flintstones
stand Logan
movie.
Paul. But man, is he a great heel and some.
Logan
some
Paul,
crazy
like I
moves.
can't stand him either,
Hate
but
to
I gotta
say
say he's picked up the business like a natural.
All right, I'm
He's,
tired of hearing this though.
hate
We
his
don't
guts.
want to
I
see
hate
him.
his
It doesn't
guts.
matter. You don't want to see him.
But he's a great athlete.
got the
He's
go
good
away
at
heat.
pulling off the moves,
I
but
like
we
him.
don't want to see him there.
I know. I think
know?
I think he.
I like
adds-
Robert De Niro. I don't want to see him in a wrestling ring, even if he's a good wrestler. It's
If
just
he's
not.
a good
Doesn't
wrestler.
make sense.
Based
What?
on the last movie, he
You know?
can't.
I
move.
just don't want to. I don't know. He eliminated Punk from the Royal Rumble, and you were ready to fucking murder a priest.
Why
and
is
you
everything-
forget.
Why is everything?
forget.
Why is everything biblical with you? String me up
Because
on
I
a
was
cross.
just trying to think of
murder
the
a
most
priest.
innocent person you could find, and it was a priest was the
Priests are
first
not
thing I
innocent. They
could
touch
he
kids.
is the
What are you
most
talking about?
innocent.
I-
Oh, Jesus.
Not my priest. I don't know about yours. Speaking of priest, Damian Priest is getting his ass. Speaking of priest, King, Damian Priest is backstage. He's getting his ass whooped by. Oh, it was earlier in the night. Drew McIntyre. So I guess that's going into Mania. McIntyre and Priest will be.
So
a
can
feud.
we give our overall thoughts on John Cena turning heel? Who I also can't
Something else
stand.
might
John.
happen.
John Cena. Tell you
John
what,
Cena. Well, who watched it? Let's ask that
I did not
first.
watch it,
Of course I
All right.
was.
but
You watched it live.
Yeah.
I watched it live.
the ripple effect, the social media impact was massive. That was I couldn't
500,
avoid
As
it.
it should be.
500 million.
Was it really?
Yeah.
So he's got the longest face run.
24
He was a
years.
face forever. He was, well.
He said he
Well, there
has
was
the
a
record now.
Thugonomics.
There's
20
also
years.
revisionist history where like they act like everybody always loved John Cena. The fans hated John Cena.
I always hated John
The-
Cena.
especially like there was a long string where he always won, and he was the
hated
good
us,
guy.
right?
He was the face, but everybody hated it because
I
he was
stopped
invincible.
watching
He wore it over and
WWE
over.
for the first time in my life because I couldn't
He
take
wore
John Cena
jorts
anymore.
and he fucking made bad rhymes.
It's just a terrible
that's
worker.
bad.
Just awful.
That's just bad.
But I mean, in his defense, Stone Cold also wore jorts.
Stone
Yeah,
Cold.
but
can
goddamn punch.
He's a redneck
You
now.
got
It's
some
different,
goddamn
damn it.
big calves.
What would Stone Cold wear? Tights?
He did wear.
Wore
He wore the
black
trunks.
onesie.
Damn, I wore the black trunks, kid.
Wore black
That's all I
trunks,
wore.
shit in
But he
pants.
wore the black trunks when wrestling. But when he was walking around, he had the either jeans or jean shorts.
He was
He
a
le-
redneck.
He wore a leather
Yeah.
vest with no shirt on, but only he could do that.
Right. Well,
You see
Randy
any-
Orton does it too now. But
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And his father, Cowboy Bob Orton, did it before him.
so here's what I'll say. I was
Did
watching
Stone Cold
it.
rap?
Oh, goddamn
Could not,
punch.
but neither could John
What?
Cena. John Cena when he rapped was slow. It was so.
It was nursery rhymes. It wasn't
it was
rapping.
Dr.
or hip-hop.
Seuss.
It was
Yeah.
again.
like if
Don't
you're on a-
insult Dr.
If
Seuss
you're on
like
a school
that.
bus and you think you're Eminem, that's John Cena.
Yeah. Again, they do this revisionist history where they act
2002.
like he was this actual rapper when it was never really like that.
Hey, you have that card.
I have that card
Yeah.
Right here.
somewhere.
Yeah, where's
No, that's
my
the William
Jacob
Regal.
Fatu card? I got the William Regal card
It's
still.
William Regal still.
So let me say this. I watched it live, and the first thing, too, which you guys probably don't even know, Rob and Vin, is that what happened was, I'm trying to remember the order of operations, but Seth Rollins screwed over CM Punk. Seth Rollins got eliminated from the Elimination Chamber, and then Punk was about to beat Cena, or he was fighting Cena, and then Rollins stomped on Punk's head just to screw him over because he didn't want him to win. So he fucked over Punk, and then Cena capitalized on that and got the STFU, which is a submission, and Punk passed out. And the whole idea is that, it's kind of cheap because it was a guy that was eliminated who
Doing the chokehold.
did the thing, but it's all legal in an elimination chamber.
all legal.
But I thought it was interesting when that happened because John Cena is supposed to be the good guy, and that's not how good guys win. The good guy doesn't win when the asshole fucks over the actual good guy.
Planting
So-
the seeds.
In that moment, I was like, wait, they're just going to act like that didn't happen? Like Cena didn't just kind of win unfairly? And that was what they were doing. They were moving on for a
After
minute.
they hugged each other.
After they hugged each other, they had a moment in the ring, and I think Cena even said, "I'm sorry" to him when it happened. So you're like, "Wow, okay," but I'm like, that's a heel way to win. I thought that was interesting, and then Cody came out, and then The Rock came out, and that's when I said, John Cena is going to turn heel. Cody is going to tell The Rock to go fuck himself. Is pretty much exactly what I said, and
It's got to be another segment.
John Cena is going to take up his offer. And then that's exactly what happened. And I'm very happy because when The Rock first came back and told Cody that he wanted his soul, it felt very weird. The Rock's had a habit of just showing up and kind of having these rambling, incoherent, babbling promos. And The Rock's the best. I'm not taking anything away from The Rock, but he showed up on NXT. He did a promo that made no sense. Everybody online was talking about it. Like, what the fuck was that?
Too much turmoil.
Look it up. The Rock NXT promo. Like, he's just
The Papa Tui going to his
no.
head.
It's because he's going out there and winging it. But like, you can't always do
Couldn't
that.
wing it.
You know,
Those are- you guys have said that he had to write it down.
right? And then that happened, and people were like, "What the hell? Like, he doesn't make sense anymore." And with Cena's heel turn, it just made everything really kind of coalesce, and at least make a little bit more sense.
So
and I
there's
guess
a
they had to
lot
get
of,
there somehow.
It's got too many
There's a lot of
Scorsese
like
lines.
rumors and myths and like conspiracy theories online. Like I actually really enjoyed John Cena's heel turn, and I thought Cena did a great job as convincing you that he's the happy-go-lucky babyface, and he just turned his smile upside down, and became very just sinister and evil. I thought that was great acting. I don't like John Cena as a wrestler. I think he's the drizzling shits. And as soon as the bell rings, he's awful. He can't throw a work punch to save his life. Everything he does looks fake as shit. He's just awful. But I like what they're going with this direction. I think that's a much more interesting matchup where you have Cody, who's the shining blue baby face, versus a heel Cena, which the fans have been clamoring for John Cena to turn heel for 20 years.
Because they already hated him.
And he wouldn't do it. So I'm just waiting for Cena to go out, fuck the kids. I just want him to do something like that, where Hogan was like, I did it for the money. You know, when he turned heel.
It's the first
so,
time Hulk Hogan ever told the truth.
So
And only.
John Cena also is like not this like beacon of light or this hope. He's also a narcissist. I don't know if you've ever watched like
Total Bellas.
Total Divas, Total Bellas, where he was engaged to Nikki Bella, and he used to rag on her when he would come home from work and she'd be in his kitchen in his house cooking him dinner. He would just like, you're getting water all over the marble on the sink.
What?
Yeah.
He's a sick guy.
I'll show
and
you the
and he's
segment.
had
He's
like
like
3
a
or 4 different wives, doesn't
neat
want
freak.
kids, but yet again, he's like the most, requested Make-A-Wish celebrity, and he's done more Make-A-Wish than anybody else like in history.
Bullshit.
But he doesn't want kids of his own. He's just a little weird guy. Is always something about him always rubbed me wrong. Anybody who's that PC and who's that like corporate, thumbs up, clean, like some of the fucking jerk offs we used to work with, the brown nosed motherfucker, piece of shit, cocksucking fake motherfuckers.
Grievances got aired.
Yeah, there's always something sinister about that person. The most honest person will tell you to go fuck yourself. That's me. I'll be the same way now as I was 10 years ago and 10 years from now. But people who fucking put on a dog and pony show are the ones you really got to watch out for.
I believe it. I'm going to shoot you real. That's the truth.
And think of the alternative. In WrestleMania main event, you got to have a good guy versus a bad guy. You have to have a face versus a heel.
So here's the conundrum,
alternative
Chris,
is
and I
Cody
want an
turning
answer
heel.
from you tonight because this is it. Monday, it's Punk versus Rollins at Madison Square Garden in a steel cage match. Where are they going with CM Punk's WrestleMania? What I predict is going to happen is Roman Reigns is going to show up at Madison Square Garden, and he's going to interfere in this cage match.
Yeah.
And that'll segue into a triple
threat.
threat match at WrestleMania, which doesn't really entice me at all. I have no interest in seeing Punk versus Rollins versus Roman Reigns. I think the more interesting aspect would be to put Reigns and Rollins in a match and have them end their story, starting with the Shield into the Bloodline, and now put a final stamp on the Rollins-Reigns storyline. And I think they should somehow infuse CM Punk into the world title picture with
That's not
Cena
going to happen.
and Cody.
I don't think that's going to happen because why would they keep building up Seth versus Punk?
Well, why would you do Seth versus Punk at Mania if you're giving it to Madison Square Garden on a Raw? You're not going to have them wrestle at WrestleMania now. It's obvious. There's no way they're going to do that. So they're going to have some sort of
That's
triple.
why it's going to become a triple threat. That's the only way. And honestly,
I don't want to see that.
I mean, you don't want to see that for Punk, but you don't want to see Roman and you don't want to see Rollins in the title picture this year, right?
No.
So that gets them out of the title picture. And it seems like Punk just doesn't fit into the title picture this year, I guess.
It's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate, but I guess
Punk
he'll have his
will-
moment.
Punk's had the best year. He has had the most exciting matches. He's had similar to how Cody was last year. Punk's had a really great year in terms of his promo on Raw was 10 out of 10.
It was great, and
10 out of 10.
but we kind of moved on from the Cena thing. I wanted to say the alternative to Cena turning heel would be Cody, and we don't want to see that right now, right?
Not now.
We want Cody to be loved for a little while. I don't think he could be heel right now. It would be too soon because you got to really love somebody to hate
Do you
them
think
later.
that Cena takes the title and then CM Punk gets the title back from Cena?
I think what they're doing with Cena is they're kind of turning him into like an evil
Corporate.
Who's the super an evil Tom Brady almost. Like he said he's going to retire. This is his retirement tour. Well, if he becomes the champion, is he retiring as the champion? Like what's the deal? But he wants to get that 17th title run. It reminds me of like there's like a Roman general, I forget his name, Gaius Marius, who was promised he was going to have that 7th reign as the emperor.
Right.
And he like it was like at what cost though? You know, and that's what it's going to be for Cena. He's going to get that 17th, but at what cost?
So there's subliminal messaging happening when The Rock comes out. I don't know if you saw when he came out during the pay-per-view and he just held up like the number 3. And he gave this.
He would do 3, now he's doing 2.
Right. So 3 is The Rock. 2 was, fuck it. 2 was clearly John Cena. And now he has to hold up the number 1. And who I think the number 1 is the person that's going to cost Cody Rhodes the match at WrestleMania. And you'll now have a triple threat faction.
Triumphant, if you will.
Triumphant or triple threat, whatever you want
Gaius
to call
Marius.
it. So the person who's going to actually cost Cody the match after he has Cena beat, drum roll, is going to be Randy Orton.
Randy.
With an RKO out of
Calling it now. Randy Orton will cost Cody Rhodes the world title at WrestleMania 41.
Why would he help John Cena when he is
came in
competing against John Cena for who can get the 17th title run with Ric Flair?
Because he came in with John Cena
Right.
from OVW, and John Cena said in his interview, I want to win 17 so I can someday shake the hand of someone
right,
who wins 18.
which would have to be Randy Orton.
Correct.
But that's why I would see them being enemies.
No.
Unless you want them to be friends for a little while and then eventually enemies. But why would he help Cena get 17 so that he can get it after him? That wouldn't make sense. He would want to
think
get
he's
it
gonna
before
turn on
Cena gets
Cody.
it.
Who has Money in the Bank right now?
I don't even know if they have a Money in the Bank right now. I think they might have used it because
Jey Uso was Money in the Bank.
no, he wasn't. He was the Royal Rumble.
Oh, not Jey. Wasn't Damian Priest?
He was the last one that I remember, and
Who's the
then
Money in the Bank winner that has it now?
I don't think anyone has it right now.
It's
think
Money in the
whoever-
Bank is in June. There isn't a Money in the Bank.
They might have used it already.
They used it already.
Because Tiffany Stratton was one.
Yeah, but they already used it.
Yeah, I think so. I kind of forget. That's a good
It was
question.
Damian Priest
Priest is the last one I remember because he cashed in at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
Well, it looks like Rock is creating the new corporate faction.
he's
So,
creating
I
the
think-
new age corporation where he's Vince McMahon and he has his corporate champion and
I think
he's going to bring a faction together.
The way they get Punk in it is by backing Cody somehow.
There's nothing that's going to hurt Cody more than Randy Orton turning on him. You can't stack the deck more against Cody after he's overcome the bloodline, he's overcome this and that.
Does Orton? What about Orton and Punk? They have
Orton-
anything?
Orton and Punk are friendly. They're
friendly.
not. No, I mean the money is in Orton versus Cena because they came in together. I would love to see good guy Orton against bad guy Cena because that never happened. It was always,
That's true.
It was
Bad
always
guy
good guy
Orton.
Cena
It's true.
versus bad guy Orton.
That's true.
I think you could do Orton and Cody in a while. Maybe when Orton's starting to wind down.
So the last rumor, and it happened over the weekend, was Stone Cold Steve Austin was in Las Vegas, which
Yeah.
is the site of WrestleMania 41, and he was at like a car show or car racing thing, and one of the influencers who had a podcast asked him, so are you going to help Cody against Cena and The Rock? He says, oh, goddamn, kid, no one's contacted me, and blah, blah, blah. Well, Poncho, I got to see what he's doing. But, you know, if they want to kind of right the wrong that they did last year by not inviting Stone Cold into WrestleMania and paying him whatever he asked, The Undertaker was a nice solution, but nothing would have been more impactful if at that time the glass broke and Austin came out and gave The Rock a stunner. That would have been that would have taken what was already a 10 into an 11, into the stratosphere, into the annals of it would have just fucking.
The roof
I
would
would
have
have
came off
flipped the
building.
table like when we were doing the show last year.
That seems to be a regular thing I see online. It's like when bad guy Rock hears the glass break in his face.
Yeah, that's the best.
You know,
Nothing
that-
better than that.
They could sell that. That still sells.
It's in Las Vegas. He lives
It's
in
in
Nevada.
He
Right.
does.
I mean,
that's right.
that's-
He's right
he
there.
said I'd never leave Nevada.
Just gotta bring Poncho over. Goddamn
That
Ponch.
cat, that beautiful
Oh,
damn
damn
cat.
beautiful damn
Tags
Punch.
him in. Yeah.
Well, we were just saying like a
On
few
the
weeks ago, our
fields.
last episode, we weren't really that excited for WrestleMania, or you guys were
I
saying
wasn't.
that. I didn't say
I
that.
did
Same.
say
There was
that.
nothing fucking. There was
Nah, there's
nothing
plenty of
had
stuff
gr-
brewing.
They
nothing
turned up.
had
They
crystallized.
put it into gear, and now they foot on the gas. So it's
Triple
there.
H made a point to say it in his post game conference there.
Yeah.
You guys excited for WrestleMania now? He
Yeah,
knew.
he knew.
He knew there was a lull and people
Slow
were
build.
confused.
That's what The Rock said. It's a slow roll, a slow build.
Slow
He's
burn.
playing the long game, is what he said. So I'm digging it.
He's almost playing like a Vince McMahon evil,
This will be
president of the company.
WrestleMania number 4 for us.
Oh.
It's weird. Rock was so much better at doing it, but now that Rock is, Dwayne Johnson, good guy in public,
Sure.
he always still finds he's not being super, I don't know, I don't want to say he's not being super evil. He obviously beat him to shit. But there's this
he can't wrap
dichotomy.
his head around what I said. Cody's debut came back. Cody lost. Cody won this year. Will be number 4. Good talk. Sorry, Vin.
We were there
talking
for
about
Cody's
Stone Cold
debut.
return?
I remember
Yes.
doing for Cody
Yes, we were.
losing.
Yes,
We were there. We
will
opened
be
this
our
whole
fourth,
first
the
live
first
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania we ever
with
did was
Cody.
when Cody came back and Austin was.
Yeah, we can't
wrestling.
miss WrestleManias as long as Cody is the main event. That's
Yeah.
pretty much the deal.
We've been
we've
for
made.
4 for 4.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
So 420.
4th annual
Saturday,
420.
420.
Yeah,
Jesus.
it's gonna be a.
Easter.
I'm gonna be rocking this. I'm gonna be rocking the
Easter.
shades for that one.
Oh man, it's gonna be good.
So yeah, the hype is good.
And there's still more to
It's
It's
come.
like
I
the
mean,
trifecta. That's crazy that they all aligned on one day. It's 420. It's WrestleMania and it's Easter
Wait, Easter's on 420.
on
No,
420.
well, it's
it
Sunday.
happens.
So
Isn't Easter Sunday?
Well,
Or is Easter
WrestleMania
Sunday?
is sometimes 2 days.
it is 2 days.
So is it
Oh, it's
420
'cause it's
and
WrestleMania
Easter?
It's 419 and 420.
I really don't have big plans on Easter anymore, so Easter hasn't been a big holiday. It's right
Yeah.
around my birthday.
My family's very religious, so we always have the Easter dinner.
Yeah, you gotta get the
Shit,
Easter
yeah.
bread.
Families.
We're
Gotta make
gonna have to
sure-
figure out how to make
Like
it
the
happen.
pizza again.
Pizza again. Here we go. How many years we got pizza again? Pizza again. I got a pizza again.
Gotta make the pork butts.
We're
pork
gonna be
butts.
well. Then we're gonna be here while you're at dinner. We got a lot of comments here.
Let's
guys
go
got
through
the
them.
wrestling
Let's go through
crew.
them.
Drinks are on the house.
The house. Hold on. You want to take this, Chris?
Uh,
The Rock blows now.
Brett Alt. That's Tongaloa.
Tongaloa.
Yeah. Brett Alt
Yeah.
said, "I agree. Seeing a triple threat with Punk, Seth, and Roman, it's a stupid idea. He doesn't want to see that. I just like it because
Bro,
it
he's
wraps
no
them all
Roman.
up out of the title picture. I would rather Punk be involved in something better.
But there's very minimal like story between Punk and Roman, other than that they're both Heyman guys. It's
Well,
just
that's the
not-
thing is there's no heat between Punk and Roman.
And Punk saved Roman's ass by being the last member in the War Games. So that's a tie back as well.
You have Jacob Fatu whenever he's going to do at WrestleMania.
Jacob Fatu is going to wrestle Solo Sikoa.
I agree,
I see that happening.
but I mean
I
they
see
got
a
to start.
full babyface turn for Jacob Fatu, who's over like Rover, brother. You know what I mean?
So if he becomes a face, do you think that Braun Breaker becomes a heel?
Braun Breaker's
They're not
kinda
going to
like
make him a
in
face.
between-
They're going to keep him a bad guy, even though he's a beloved bad guy. I mean,
I still think that Paul Heyman should be
Breakers. spokesman.
representing Breaker.
Braun
it might happen.
Breaker.
It makes
It
the
might
most sense. And just put him like unleash Braun Breaker on the WWE. Have
But
him
Breaker is pretty
Should
good on the
unleash
mic too.
Braun
He doesn't-
Breaker on fucking Travis Scott.
Yeah.
That's what they should do.
What did? Oh, that was funny actually. Hold on. Dungeon.
Stop
said,
calling him the
Dungeon
twink
said something
snapper.
great.
You got Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu are
This
fighting
is the
in the
second
ring.
time they fought.
Dungeon
other,
said Travis Scott is no Dennis Rodman.
No.
Travis Scott is Wonder Bread next to Dennis Rodman's Italian bread.
Thank you.
I think it successfully pulled off the mission of he looked like a fucking asshole that got a
an
fucking
asshole.
cheap
Looked like
shot,
an asshole.
which
He's an
I've
asshole.
seen in my own. Oh, he missed him.
You
He
fucked
missed
up.
him.
You
He fucked up.
up.
Oh, he's gonna
You
get choke
fucked
slammed.
up.
It's all right. At least he got choke slammed after.
That looked
So
like
Can
it
they
hurts.
make tables that break now? Like, Jesus Christ, she's 300 pounds, still didn't break the table.
Because of fucking LED.
oh, he got right back up. I guess we might. Maybe the table will still break.
Sold it.
All legal, like.
He sold it. So Jacob Fatu just dove off the announce. Jacob Fatu just dove off the announce desk.
Good God Almighty,
So that's the difference between wrestling. Is Jero was always screaming,
That's
and
it.
you were always like, "Oh my God!"
Yeah.
Because the commentary, whereas like Cole and Tessitore or whoever, they're just like, "Yeah, and this is happening now. Wow! Oh, this is
Sleepy.
happening now."
Sleepy.
You don't have the
ass
look out! You know, like that would have just made it more intense if he, while Jacob jumps, look out!
onto that concrete floor.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
Oh, they would just the descriptors. They would.
oh my God, JR! What are they
You can
doing? They're
almost
going
listen
over to the
it on
crates,
the radio,
JR!
and you'd still get it. You know.
Yeah, the commentating has not been good in.
Well, hold on. I will say it's different. It's almost like baseball.
taking this to the
It's like
backstage.
baseball commentary
Just
where
like
it's
the new
like it helps
WWE
pass the
2K.
time.
it's not
25.
supposed to be baseball.
I
Baseball
know.
puts
I
you to
agree.
sleep.
I agree. But Tessitore has like that. And
Fucking
look, we're watching
baseball is-
now,
you could-
and a fastball, and he's going the third. Like that's what it sounds like.
Baseball- Baseball's
But
fucking
then there were
melatonin.
guys like Bob Udek, who
Bob-
were good.
Bob-
Were good announcers.
It's gonna happen here.
Just a bit outside.
They're climbing on some crates. Somebody's gonna get thrown off a crate, I
Yeah,
guess.
they're in the crowd, but not really in the crowd.
Oh, he's gonna give him a fireman
Oh, man. These
fireman
guys-
John
suplex.
Studd.
Those guys are getting a show right there.
Look at the one kid in red is like, yes. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
jeez.
Uh-oh.
This looks terrible.
Braun Strowman. Oh, my. Ah! Oh, wow.
Through the
Awesome.
tables! Oh my God!
That's it. He's dead.
Well, you know, it's about time they gave Braun a shine because he's been getting his ass beat all the time. Braun Strowman just chokeslammed Jacob Fatu. Braun Strowman just chokeslammed. You know,
Did
that's
you
how
say
they
Bob
became.
Udick? It's Bob Euchre.
Bob Euchre, sorry.
I said, what is he saying, Bob? It's-
I got the point.
my
It
my
was
brain
Bob
went to
something.
like a different place. What is
Bob
it?
Hope.
What's he saying?
I said John Candy before.
John.
What about John Goodman?
We're just getting old. I'm
We're all
not
getting
brain
fucking.
cells.
Help!
Mush.
Who are you?
Help me!
Drugs are
One
turning
place
your
in all
mind
North
into
America,
mush.
who are you?
It's time to turn the mush into muscle.
Oh, it's about time they made Braun Strowman look like a monster again because
he's
Fatu's
getting up.
getting up again. He's not down. Yeah, they got to give him his shine too.
Brett Alt, did you read the one about Jacob Fatu?
What's that?
Jacob Fatu as a face might not be as bad. Braun Breaker is technically a heel, but he's getting over with the WWE
Braun Breaker's not a heel
universe,
right now. He's a good guy. He's a
Same way
face.
LA Knight did when he was a
He's
heel.
kind of like a.
He's an anti-hero.
He's like a monster, you know, but he's a face.
He's a chaotic neutral.
He's like a better Goldberg. That stupid tattoo.
I like Braun Strowman. I thought they should have pulled the trigger on him when he was
To
hot.
do what?
Bill Goldberg.
Could have gone on a fucking monster tear, and instead they gave us
Monster
boring
Taylor
Roman Reigns.
giving him a fucking world title?
Yeah. No. Yeah. He deserved a run.
Drizzling shits.
He should have been the one to beat fucking Brock Lesnar.
He did the
And
did the
I was there
Macho Man
that
turn.
summer when he was fighting against
got
Brock.
the
He
Sarah
fucking
Connor
threw him off the
glasses
stage at like SummerSlam or something. It was the
Yeah,
day
and then he
after.
realized real quick that you don't fuck with Brock Lesnar, and he potatoes him, and Brock almost killed him.
Yeah, and that was that.
It was
Oh,
over.
Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
No, Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman.
Yeah, Braun.
You just like guys who have gimmicks and they can't fucking work.
No,
like
you
this
just hate
jerk off.
LA Knights because you think
He
he has
sucks.
tits.
Sarah
He
Connor.
tries to talk.
Fans love him.
He tries to talk like the Rock and Stone Cold. He tries to wrestle like the Rock and Stone Cold. Like he's like a creator wrestler in WWE 2K25.
Yeah, but you could say the same thing about Hulk Hogan and fucking
what?
What's his name?
Billy Graham.
Billy Graham and
They were completely different.
oh, they weren't.
Yes, they were. Hulk Hogan, Billy Graham wore tie dye, and he did rhymes. And Hulk Hogan came out and raged and
With the
roid
big
raged and
pythons and everything. He stole his fucking words.
ripped it. Some things. He took like the
and
flexing
Billy
of the
Graham took
muscles.
from
essence.
fucking Dusty. You know what I mean?
He didn't take anything specifically from The Rock or Stone Cold. You're just saying he's like them, but he doesn't. What is he taking?
Yeah.
The way
Yeah.
he talks?
What?
What?
Okay,
Yeah.
that's not the same
What?
thing.
What?
Randy Savage
the
stole
same
from
thing.
Billy Graham
His
too.
mannerisms, his delivery, his approach, how he walks. He gets up on the fucking ring and he sits on the side. And he raises two arms. The
And
Rock
guess
will
what?
get
The
up on
Rock stole his shit from fucking the football player who used to speak in the third person. I forget his
But
name.
it's just
They all
obvious.
take shit
and
from each other.
He's kind of like the fucking Timo of fucking Rock and Awesome.
Well,
Timu.
hey man, you can't deny the fact that if you go to a live show, everybody's saying
Yeah, but
L.A. Knight, yeah.
And he's still a mid-card drizzling shit
He's
fuck.
still in the mid card.
And he's like 45. He looks like the guy that your fucking mother brought home after your dad
That's at
left.
best.
Keep saying that.
He does.
He's using that specific example.
you have to get
and then the tits, and
Yeah,
I
you
feel
have
like
to
there's
get
some.
fucking-
Did you have a stepfather that looked like LA Knight? Is that why you hate him?
Actually, my stepdad looked like Hulk Hogan. He had blonde hair. He had a mustache, blonde mustache, blue eyes. We used to dress my stepdad as Hulk Hogan during Halloween.
Wow, she's dressed as Cactus Jack.
That's
What
hilarious.
is this shit?
I love Chelsea Gray.
Love her too.
I don't know
We
what.
got Chelsea
Piper
Green on the
Niven's doing
screen.
over there.
Zelina Vega.
Vega there.
What else do we got in the comments here? Tonga as a face doesn't feel right. If Jacob Fatu turns face, his partner is Tonga. Tonga turning face doesn't seem right. I agree. I think that they're bad guys, but they're cool bad guys. You know, people like Jacob Fatu, but he's still a bad guy. He's still a reprobate, if you will.
From the dump.
But Brett Alt makes a good point. It would be hard to turn Solo Sikoa face right now. Like, how do you make him face? Ever since the Bloodline 2.0 disintegrated, he hasn't had good heel momentum. Yeah, it's true. I don't know what they're gonna do with Solo.
James
Kind
Avery.
of dead.
I think they'll find a way to redeem him. They know what they're. I think they know what they're doing. I think they know that they kind of watered him down or neutralized him in some way, and we'll see what happens. Maybe he will be the bad guy in the feud with Jacob Fatu. Chelsea Green looks great.
Siempre.
She got Chris Farley with him.
I never thought.
It's Karen.
Jesus Christ.
I popped him.
We've done that before, though.
Rob, if you could just
All
call me back.
right.
It's 3:35 p.m. on a Thursday.
Are you on
If
your
you could
thing?
and just
damn it.
I was just wondering if when you can come back to work, if you can give me a
Help,
call.
Hulkamania!
Yahamana, Yasemina, Yahamana.
Hamada
Yahamana.
Ah! Shibbity-dibbity-dibbity wobbly, shibbity-dibbity-wibbly wobbly, shibbity-dibbity-wibbly whoa. Swing. Ah!
shy.
Who want to fuck with us?
Yeah,
Ashes
shit.
to ashes, dust to dust.
Shibbity dibbity dibbity wobbly. Shibbity dibbity wibbly
Just tell
whoa.
You know, I watched a fucking documentary on Puff Daddy, and he ruined that guy's life.
Shine? Of course he did.
Horrible
What a
piece
piece
of
How
of
did he
shit.
ruin his life?
You gotta watch the documentary.
I didn't watch it.
And
so
how
I
many
was like, I don't feel
episodes
like
is it?
watching
Is
this
it like
shit,
a one thing?
It's on HBO. It's like
One and done or multi?
No, multiple.
It's on the home box.
Yeah,
office.
I hate those things
Get
though. They make me
diddled.
so depressed. Fucking like these horrible, like the R. Kelly documentary. It's horrible to watch. It's horrible. The Michael Jackson documentary. It's
I'm
horrible.
gonna give you
to
some
watch.
poo poo. I'm gonna give you some pee pee. Wash it down with some doo doo. Wash it down with my wee wee.
Chappelle was just so ahead of his time in every fucking way.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm
and,
gonna
and,
piss on you.
and he
Piss on you,
ragged on he
Drip, drip,
ragged
drip.
on Diddy
That
as
shit
well.
has
If
me
you think about it.
Drip, drip, drip. Fucking over.
That's it. He's dead.
Oh my
Oh
god.
no! Look, you killed him.
Oh, he's
Um,
dead. Realtor.com, Chris. It's on
Realtor.com.
Realtor.com.
We hate them. How do we beat them? Is that everything that we had on our agenda for the most part? I mean, what do we got coming up? I'm going to be doing some Minecraft content since everybody seems to finally appreciate my
event
years and
NY.
years
You
of
fucks better be
Minecraft work.
going to the show next week. I don't care if you're spending money buying anything. You better be there.
Get in for
You
free.
have to come, Chris.
Get in for free.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Madison Square Garden. No,
no,
I'm
no.
not going to
Give
that
us
shit.
give us your segue into where you'll be next Saturday.
I'm going to be at the Suffolk Credit Union Arena once again, Brentwood, Long Island, New York, for a big event in New York. It's going to be a bunch of wrestling celebrities there. Big Show will be there again. Ric Flair again. I believe Sarge, Brett. They got a whole
Brett
cast of
and
guys.
Sarge are going to be there. That's a big deal for us, Rob.
It'd be nice to see
It'd be
Sarge.
awesome if Brett came.
The only
over to
reason I would
Sarge
wanna
while
go
we were
is to
just
see
hanging out.
Sarge.
Yeah.
That'd be a like triple win.
Hey, Brett, you want to do the podcast?
Would you ever want to be interested?
Brett,
Remote
wanna come
in
over?
studio,
Hey,
remote.
Brett, can you
I
get
don't
down
care.
the steps and
Hey,
get
Sarge, let's
Really
go to
good.
Texas Roadhouse.
10 minutes, bro. Like we don't even care.
Take
10,
Sarge
5,
out for
10.
dinner. Invite Brett. And we can, you
Oh,
know.
we'll pay. Yeah, we'll pay.
Like,
We'll pay. Actually, no. Hold on. I would never do that because those fuckers would gouge the shit out of us.
Maybe.
Hey,
This
it's not
Steak and
Sarge. Sarge
lobsters.
didn't ask. Sarge
They
never asked
nearly
for nothing.
killed me at
don't take them to
Benihana.
Blackstones, you know what I mean?
Steak
the
and fucking
Brazilian
lobsters
steakhouse.
and shrimp and champagne.
and the potatoes, you didn't even eat those, Paulie.
I wasn't hungry. Why'd you fucking order them then?
It was the potatoes.
$28,000 worth of sides.
Besides cure cancer?
He's
that's
lobster
the thing,
they actually
rolls.
did
Yeah,
cure
that's
cancer.
true.
So
He's fucked up, Chrissy.
Oh, he's fucked up. Chrissy.
So we have the big event, which
that-
I know if I
have a
don't
lot
go,
of
you
fun
guys
with
are going to take all these
Well,
pictures.
the
and meet all
Bella
these
twins are
people.
going to be
I don't
there.
understand this, like,
Lita's
I'm not
going to
gonna
be
go. What else
there.
are you gonna
Sasha
fucking do?
Banks is going to be there.
We're going to hang out there for fucking 4 hours for
there's,
free.
You know. Oh, man.
It's gonna be nice.
JR and the King together.
I gotta get them to sign my mic.
Could nearly get beat up by fucking with the Steiner brothers again. I could have Ric Flair.
You know
throw
that
me
surprises
dirty
me,
looks.
Joe, that they never made a 2-pack of
Hey, the Undertaker.
JR and King
good
as,
point.
as announcers.
It's too late now.
Of all the toys that they've come out with over the years, they
that's
never came out with that.
Well, I haven't made a JR toy in forever.
I mean, not for
They
nothing.
made
They
very
came out
few
with
King
everything
toys.
with fucking Jack specific. They even had a
true.
Jesse the Body and a fucking.
the body.
Has there ever been anybody as
Gorilla?
athletic as Undertaker at his size?
athletic.
He's very athletic.
Not for
his
nothing.
size.
When he
Well,
was
he was always the
younger,
slow,
Big
lumbering
Show
giant.
used to be able to fucking like flip jump from like laying
Show,
down
yeah.
position.
Big Show is very athletic.
Kip
for
up.
us.
Just remember Undertaker
Kip up.
walking the rope.
He could jump over the
Jump.
rope. He could.
He was fucking yeah.
Yeah.
He just jumped from the ringside.
Greatest big man of all time. Not even close.
Taker.
Oh yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, he's just a
It's
legend.
not even close. You're gonna say Kevin Nash? Don't
Top
you say
10.
No, I'm
Are
tempted
you
to
Travis
say,
Scott?
I'm tempted to say Kane.
Travis.
I think Kane might have been
more
a
than-
better.
more than Undertaker.
Kane was stronger than the Undertaker.
Kane could not jump over the top rope.
Kane did a jumping lariat as one of his main moves. It wasn't
There we
off
go,
the
guys.
top. It wasn't over the
Jumping
top rope, but it was off
lariat?
the top rope.
Undertaker could jump from in the ring to outside the ring.
Undertaker
over the
didn't
top
jump
rope.
off the top rope.
Yes, he did.
He did. I just
He
saw
did
him.
old school, which
What?
was somebody holding his hand.
What are you talking about? I was at SummerSlam '98. The Undertaker put Stone Cold on the Spanish announce
Yeah,
table
he just-
and
they
jumped
showed
from
it.
outside the top rope to the fucking goddamn announce table.
That's what they just
and
showed. That's
elbowed
what-
and on a leg drop.
Leg dropped him. Yeah, I just watched it. That's
No,
what
he did.
made
He
me
did
say
the apron leg drop. Usually was one of his big things.
He
No,
did
he
a
went-
leg drop from
he
the
went
top rope to the
the
outside
table.
announce table on top of Stone Cold.
I don't think he jumped
SummerSlam
from
'98.
ringside. I think he
No,
went
it was a
from the
while
rope.
ago. Yeah.
That's what made me say, "Oh, he must be the most." He's gotta be
Freak
the
Well,
most
no, he
athletic.
would jump over the top ropes, like the time where
Lay
he
people out?
landed fucking
On Shawn Michaels, on the
on
camera.
Shawn Michaels as a cameraman. Yeah, he jumped over the top rope.
Kane was an athletic big guy, but he's not even remotely in the same fucking field as The Undertaker. Not even fucking close.
That's Mia Yim, Mia Chin.
Chin's got the
I guess we got another. Man, we wanted to see Cody.
Oh, it's a
here.
hate
hardcore
the
match. That's why
fucking-
she's wearing.
Well, no, they
Cactus
were just
Jack.
teasing. They were just
That makes
teasing
sense.
Cody and Rock and Cena
They're gonna keep
just
teasing it.
before that.
But we get to see Chelsea Green. dressed as Mick
Chelsea,
Foley.
great.
It's never something I
a great
expected to
outfit.
see.
It's just a great outfit. Homage to Cactus Jack. It's fantastic.
So yes, I will have more Minecraft content. Joe will be playing WWE 2K25.
Yes.
There's always going to be another day in the life of the GTA Valet at some point or another.
I'll
We'll
keep
have
playing
some more of that.
Cyberpunk by myself. And
Rob's going to further
I'm
sink
living
into the.
Depression hell.
It's going to further and further
Yay.
choom out and become a choom and Delta.
It's Delta.
Imagine
It's
if,
Delta.
if Rob would just say fuck it one day and just become
Try.
the world's greatest fucking influencer.
Try.
What would it take to? You have to get mad. You have to get pissed again. Because when you get pissed and you have to strike revenge on someone like you did last time when your shit was stolen, you went on
That's
a
what I
war
was gonna say. You
path.
gotta steal his shit.
So let's steal his
Let's see
shit. Let's
We want a
fucking-
red ass Rob.
The only way,
What
the only
path?
way for him to exceed his existing subscriber count is to steal all of those and him have to start
Yeah,
from
let's
scratch.
just light a fire on his ass and get him going. Like, what do we need to
baby,
do?
light my fire. Well, that was a great. Oof.
You wish
He
you
just,
could.
he just
You can't.
diverts. You see, whenever the conversation
Oh, it
starts,
was a cute Asian girl bending
there's
over in
again.
front of the camera. What do you want from
unbelievable. I'll just go fuck myself.
me? Yeah, but that was more interesting.
We got a lot of good comments here.
Good comments. Good, great followers.
We actually have a lot of good comments here.
The only reason we still do the
Dog,
show.
We'll never get to it.
We're distracted, folks. We're sorry. We're wrapping.
Said, it's two
coming
nice
to an
heinies
end.
on screen.
Right, so
I'm staying. I'm finishing my coffee.
well, we still got to see Cody come out. so
Still,
fuck it.
still got 15
It's
minutes.
9:46.
If Vin has to go, we keep rolling.
Let's get through
That's
some of
it.
these
I'm gonna
comments
end the
here.
show.
Some of these
Rolling.
comments.
It's the way we give Vin
Rolling
something
on
to
the
listen to while he's
river.
driving.
Oh, what a great shot.
All right, let's get some of these comments here, motherfuckers. Let's go. We got these things. There's a lot of shit to address here.
I got a
one of those
topic
bubble
after
butts you
you
just
do the
left to lay
comments.
on,
I got a
you know?
topic.
I got a topic too, actually.
I'll just go
A
fuck
good,
myself.
strong one to end with, I think.
We're not ending anything. Keep it going.
Well, we're gonna keep going, but
Ooh, she's biting her.
from the dungeon said Roxanne Perez should have won the Rumble. I don't think Charlotte Flair should get any titles. She's boring as hell. Her time has come and gone.
I agree 100%.
Brett
Amen.
Alt also agrees. He said, I agree,
1000%.
Dungeon. Charlotte Flair is past her prime. She's gotten her decorations and her accolades are Hall of Fame worthy as it is. To put the title back on Charlotte would be a travesty. If she wins the title at Mania, Dungeon says, she's going to drop it Monday Night Raw.
The only thing is like how
that's good.
enticing would Roxanne Perez versus Tiffany Stratton have been? Not. I'd rather see Rhea versus Tiffany Stratton than what they put out for the women's matches.
I would rather see like Tiffany versus Trish even, or something like that, or you know.
I just think they
But
need.
yeah,
to,
Rhea should be in there.
I think
instead
they
of
need to
Io.
get away from these part timers coming back for once a year, winning the Rumble, winning the match, taking the main event slot. I know Charlotte was injured and she fought to come back and blah
Yeah,
blah
she's
blah.
not part-timer.
But like those other girls have been working their asses off all year, and now she's taken one of their spots. It just goes back to the CM Punk conversation where how many more years are they going to fuck him over? Like the reason he left in the first place is because he was the hottest thing, and they gave it to fucking Daniel Bryan. They gave it to The Rock and Cena. Like CM Punk has never had his fucking day in the sun.
Oh, he's had a day in the sun, but he hasn't had his WrestleMania main event.
No. And that is not a day in the sun unless you main event WrestleMania. You are not seen in the annals of time
Right.
among the greats.
So, another thing that somebody brought up was that
We want Punk, and I told you that's going to trend, and it did. Said
Yeah.
that 2
Speaking of
weeks
Punk,
ago.
I don't think I actually announced it on the show.
oh yeah,
That's a great shirt.
This is a thing from the Fantastic Four.
Clobbering
crossover.
time.
He's got the Punk colors and the
That's a great shirt.
gloves because he's famous for saying it's clobbering time. He's a kindred spirit with me. He's a big Thing fan,
He is.
and he's also a GI Joe fan.
He's also a Bret Hart fan.
He has a cobra tattoo on his shoulder.
Cobra.
Interesting. Joe, I don't know if you heard about Carmella getting released and,
I did hear
and the
about that.
blowback from that. Kind of, she said that she thinks she was fired for getting pregnant, which is kind of horseshit because, I mean, Becky got pregnant, had a kid. Alexa Bliss had a kid and came back. So,
Well,
you know, I don't know if that necessarily would. Why would
I
they?
do feel bad because you kind of like. She just had a kid. She's ready to come back. She got herself in great shape, and now she's fired.
I don't know if she is though. I know her foot's fucked up. She has something called like drop foot, where her foot is like fucked up apparently.
I mean, they could
So-
still use her as an on-air personality. She could have done something. Like, she's talented.
I agree, and it's interesting because Corey Graves, her husband, is the guy in commentary, and he was out complaining on Twitter that he was getting pushed out of the way by Pat McAfee.
He did.
Which honestly, at this point, I think would have rather listened to Corey Graves than Pat
I-
McAfee on commentary.
I don't like Pat on commentary.
Yeah,
I think
sorry.
he's just obnoxious. I think he seems out of place. I know Vin's a big Pat McAfee guy, but
and he got Vin to be a bigger wrestling fan, so I mean, there's that. But
uh,
I don't like him on commentary all the time. Sometimes he's just too much. He'll just ba 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 ba. That's all he does.
I
He just
just
yells
can't stand
something.
the way he says down,
Down.
down,
Yeah.
smack
Okay.
down.
I
So
think there's an oversaturation with Pat. So
yeah.
it's one of those people that you're getting a
He's,
lot
he's
of 'em.
everywhere.
Yeah, you're getting too much of them,
much
and
of 'em.
it's going to weigh you down. I don't
I-
watch
I-
the
I
show.
like 'em,
It makes me
very much
I guess,
enjoy him.
nostalgic, but like Saturday Night's Main Event, when you hear Jesse's commentary, and he's like
It
that
was better
really,
the second time too.
He's that real true heel where he always
Yeah.
sides with the heels. I think pro wrestling is in dire need of that heel commentator who, no matter what, the heels can do no wrong in their eyes.
Yeah.
That Bobby Heenan, Jesse Ventura, like that age.
Even Jerry Lawler.
Even
would always-
Jerry Lawler
he was
for a
always
while.
sympathetic to the bad guy.
for a while,
Love
and then he
Triple H.
Every now and then he would
Yeah.
become the moral compass
Yeah.
and like stand up for the woman
But
and
yeah,
be the good guy.
That
But
was that's a lost art today.
no, I agree. Well, because the same, that's what I've said about JR. He made the fans hate Triple H
Right.
because of the way that he would scream about him.
Right.
And
Son
then,
of a bitch!
You son of a bitch!
That was-
You have no conscience. Do you have no soul?
Do you guys see those clips of like Will Sasso on his buddy Chris's
Oh, he's
podcast?
great.
Yeah, Chris.
On that exact podcast that was just brought up, identical to what we always say. He's said it for years. King absolutely hated Triple H, so they made
JR.
this- Oh, sorry,
Yeah, yeah.
sorry, JR. He would. So they made a great super cut of all the sons of bitches, the lowdown.
Yeah.
They just did. I was like, oh, son of a bitch. We called that a long time ago.
So
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
was it actual beef or was it like
No.
kayfabe?
JR has said he's like, I didn't hate him. Damn it. He said I was acting like
Doling him up.
he was
But
doing his
JR
job.
made his character seem like the most vile, disgusting, despicable character on the show, and that's what an announcer is supposed to do. The color commentator is supposed to kind of side with the heels and kind of give you the contrarian opinions, kind of like how Chris is on this show.
Well, he was the play-by-play commentator, and,
That's what I
and
just
King
said.
was
I
the
said
color.
announcer.
You said the color commentator. King was the color.
That's what I just said.
Well, you were saying JR
I
was
said
color.
JR was play-by-play announcer.
You said color.
No, King was color.
Help!
King was color. But yes, exactly. He
I
would
wonder
have.
why they don't just bring him back to the WWE.
He's
now
not
that
healthy
Vince is
enough to
gone.
do it.
Who's that, King?
No,
You thought-
I mean
JR?
JR.
Not healthy
Listen,
enough.
everybody,
Not
you gotta
healthy.
let go.
They could never be how they were. Like even JR and AEW, not great.
No.
Well,
You don't
that's
have the
we were
energy.
getting
If you
there
put
because
him
that's
back
part of
with
my
King, I
topic
feel
that
like
I
they
wanted
would
It's
to
like
bring
watching
up.
Robert De Niro try to beat somebody up in a movie. It doesn't work anymore.
It doesn't work anymore.
Does
Yeah.
not work. He's not
Father
fucking-
Time is undefeated.
Right.
So
Mike Tyson. You want to? Hey, let's watch Mike Tyson knock this kid
No,
out.
that was a fake
Ooh,
fight.
right in the
well, that
face.
too. But
That
even
fight was
the one
scripted.
before that.
That was fake fucking fight.
Both fights were fake.
Fake
they're
fight.
saying that Carmella's done too.
Watching The Rock with no legs.
She has no ass. She should not be
yeah,
doing that.
she does not. But Rob doesn't care.
I don't.
Still loves her.
He's an anime guy. Come on now.
I love them.
Carmella's run is done. She should do a new podcast.
There's
Blah
some
blah
heat
blah.
there.
Just
There's
do
a little
OnlyFans.
heat. There's some heat in the comments.
I'm telling you, the key of WWE
hates her.
fandom.
Brett
he
does
hate-
not like Chelsea Green. He can't stand her as the women's
Cannot
champion.
stand all
Annoying.
caps.
I
Chelsea
love her.
Green.
I think she's doing a great job.
Chelsea Green
I
is
think she's
cutie.
finally getting some recognition after toiling away. She got released. She had to go to like TNA, do the indies. She's been scrapping.
She's a great obnoxious heel, and
Yeah.
they don't really have great obnoxious heels in the women's division.
I'd rather see her than Charlotte. I'd rather see
God.
her
Chelsea
than
Green, yeah.
Mia Yim. I'd rather see her than a lot of people.
She does
Chelsea
a great
Green.
job. Yeah.
Charlotte
doing a great job
Flair
right
is,
now.
She's entertaining. She's athletic. The moves are good.
hot.
She looks great.
She has one of those tushies, like you know it's going to be comfortable if you lay down on it.
That too. But apart from that, from the dungeon said all these old women wrestlers think they're Natty Neidhart. Perhaps get some respect. Blah 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 blah.
Wait, what was Chris's?
So I wanted to mention because you brought up AEW, and I thought she almost fucking just killed her. What I was gonna
Impaled her.
say on the fucking leg of the
Yeah,
table, I
she
thought
was in
she
the
just
middle.
impaled her. Joe,
I'd like
I'll
to
start with
impale
you,
her.
and you guys will probably have the same answer as Joe. But if you could take any 5 wrestlers from AEW,
5?
5 wrestlers from
There's 5.
AEW.
Name 5 wrestlers that are in AEW.
Maybe not, but
5?
he can name some, right?
could
So we'll
not.
do some of them together. 5 wrestlers from AEW to WWE, and that says something if you can't name all of them. But obviously, the first answer would be
Kenny
Rob.
Omega.
Could even, that's your first answer,
Yeah.
Rob. Who would your first answer be? He's looking at the ass.
You got?
MJF, come on, fucking MJF.
Who?
Who? I'm gonna
the
fucking
fuck?
tweet him and say,
Well,
oh
what do you
yeah, Peter
fucking
Griffin
know?
forgot about you, even though you
did.
tweeted him.
Oh, that'd be great. You should do that. You should have online fucking battles with people. You should get that going.
Just rip
I-
Yes.
All right, MJF is a part of the
Griffin.
5. If you want-
MJF, you said Kenny Omega.
Kenny
Okay.
Omega, MJF,
Griffin with
the
Twitter?
Young Bucks.
It's ugly.
I'm telling you, Young
The
Bucks.
Young Bucks.
The tag division it needs a big pick me up, and the Young
doesn't.
Bucks would be the
Oh.
pick me
Fuck
up.
is that?
Nobody even Alba Fire. Oh, Canadian Destroyer.
Alba Varda.
The Young Bucks are washed, dude. Nobody. They're ratings killers. When they come on AEW, people tune out.
Who else is it? who
They're
else
they're
is-
balding
but
now.
who
It
else-
doesn't
but
work.
Who else is on that roster that actually is relevant? Maybe Orange Cassidy. I don't know.
No. Oh my God.
Hook. Give me
It's a
Hook.
word- Hook. Hook's a
Hook.
great
I'll
choice.
take Hook.
Hook's a great choice. We
All
got
right, so
MJF,
MJF,
Kenny
Hook,
Omega,
Kenny Omega, Hook.
Taz's son is Hook.
Yeah. I don't want an ex WWE guy back in WWE. I don't need that.
Well, that's
I
also
don't
part
want
of my
Edge or
point too.
Christian back. I don't want that.
I mean,
want
unless
Edge?
it's both of them.
Don't want it.
Unless it was both of them.
Don't want it. Don't care. I never liked them.
All right, fair enough. Well, yeah, that's my point. Is that with these ex WWE guys like Moxley,
Don't want him either.
I would like Neville. I think Neville is
Neville could do something,
Neville
but I mean,
Longbottom.
He
he's
well,
not-
well he whatever his name
Toy
is.
guy.
Pac.
What's his name?
Pac.
Matt Cardona. Ain't he one of them too?
He's not in AEW.
well, he would be good to come back. I
He'd
would-
be good to come back. He's not in AEW though.
Yeah. I don't know. I think after those 3, and you don't want to put the Young Bucks in there, I don't really have anybody
I
for
wouldn't
you.
put the Young Bucks in there, and he wouldn't be able to because Punk is there, and Punk fucking hates their
no.
guts.
I mean, Kenny too. I mean, Hangman Adam Page, meh, doesn't do it for me.
I don't know how he would fit.
What about
in there.
Daniel Bryan?
He's retired, and surprisingly that they're not putting him in the Hall of Fame this year, because if you were ever going to put Daniel Bryan in the Hall of Fame, it should be this year, because it's in New Orleans, and he headlined WrestleMania 30, which is in New Orleans, and he had his biggest Yes Movement victory. So,
Yeah.
but speaking of Hall of Fame, though, Lex Luger and the
Still
natural
trying to-
disasters.
No, wait. I wanted
earthquake
to say
and
my answer.
Oh,
More stars from AEW to WWE.
okay. So we have 3. Was the other 2?
My fucking first pick would be Chris Statlander.
I don't know who that is.
It's a female wrestler.
She
She's
has a
smoking
fat
hot.
ass.
She's from Long Island.
All right.
That too.
What about Blue? What's her name? Blue.
Sky
Blue?
Sky Blue.
Sky Blue.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. But I'm putting Chris Statlander first on my list. Statlander, MJF,
Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega for you. I don't really care to see him there either. I think his career is going to wind down in AEW. I don't see
Wasn't he
that
one of
working.
the ones that was fighting with Punk?
He was involved in that, yes. And apparently he was trying to extract the dog to safety or something like that. I don't really know. So we have MJF, Kenny Omega, Hook, Chris Statlander, and Sky Blue.
Sure, I'll take it.
That's our choice.
Take it.
I also think Kyle Fletcher's pretty good. As a little shit. Not that Rob knows who he
I
is.
got no opinion one way or the other.
If you saw Sky Blue, you'd have an opinion. And if you saw Chris
sounds familiar.
Statlander, she's doing Long Island proud. She
looking
is.
the other way.
She
Is she
is.
going to be
a-
at the big event?
One
in
for
Hawaii?
me.
I don't know.
Might be. I think Sky Blue's going to be there. I think so.
She might have been there last year, wasn't she?
No. But
I'll show you, Rob.
we'll
You'll-
talk
you'll
about
change it too.
the announcements for the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
They announced, obviously, Triple H was the first inductee of this year's 2025 class. They also announced this week that the natural disasters, earthquake and typhoon, John Tenta, who was the Shark and a bunch of different characters in WCW.
Golga.
Golga, yeah. is
Michelle
the
McCool is
oddities.
also going in.
Michelle
Undertaker's
McCool,
wife.
The Undertaker's wife. And today they finally announced Lex Luger going into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Wheelchair and all. But DDP vows to get him to walk before the Hall of Fame.
Well, it's a
Standing
very
up.
sweet video. I actually caught it really quick when I got a second to breathe at work, and it made me tear up a little bit because I know the whole story. I mean, the guy had a stroke, and he hasn't been able to walk for a while, and I saw a video where he was able to finally stand up, and, he's had his problems and whatnot, but apparently he's come a long way.
So I would say Lex Luger's a Hall of Famer. He's just a low-tier Hall of Famer. Because Lex Luger is like when someone says he's the Michael Jordan of that sport, they're basically saying he's the highest honor. He's the greatest person in that field. When someone says he's the Lex Luger of this generation, they're basically insinuating that he's all flash and no substance.
That's not totally fair, though, because he had a good career with the AWA as well. His problem was that he was always hot and cold booked. They changed him heel face, that the fans never really knew what to feel about him.
I never
Make
liked
him
Lex
new
Luger.
Hulk Hogan.
They put the entire machine behind him.
In WWE,
In
but then they didn't
93,
commit.
Made him slam Yokozuna. They made him this huge star where he traveled the country in a fucking
Lex Express.
Lex Express, fucking walking around kissing babies, trying to make him the new American Hulk Hogan hero, and it just didn't work. They even went as far as to give him the title on a house show just to see how he looks walking out with the title and to see the kind of reaction he got. Thank God that he wasn't getting a good reaction because that said, all right, we need to go back to Brett because Brett's the one selling the merchandise, Brett's the one selling the tickets, and Brett was the one that got the celebration at WrestleMania 10 at Madison Square Garden. I was there. I know it. It was one of my most memorable events is being 12 years old at Madison Square Garden to see Bret Hart win the world title.
Say two things I think of when I think of Lex Luger. I was watching that documentary, or that he wasn't that guy. You're not that guy.
You're not
Cal.
that guy, pal.
He hated
Not that guy.
all the press tour, the bus
Right.
tour.
Yeah.
He wasn't squeaky clean.
Yeah, he
or
was.
shine.
He
He
didn't
didn't want to be
be
that.
the kissing babies.
He wasn't
signing
into
autographs.
it. He hated people. He didn't care about
Can I say
So
something about that, though?
doesn't-
He recently said, and I just listened to Jim Cornette's podcast earlier, there was an interview where he was quoted where he said the documentary that they showed about him was, he pretty much said Bruce Pritchard, he named specifically, selectively edited that to make him look like an asshole. He said, like, they made it seem like he hated the Lex Express tour. He said,
Right.
we had a lot of fun on that. He said that there was a video where they made him look like an asshole complaining that he didn't have a hotel room.
Right.
He said he was joking with the camera guy. Like, he was like joking, and maybe his delivery wasn't whatever, his sense of humor.
I'll take
But it's also kind of like that story. There's always like how things
Believe
actually
me,
were, and then
I would get worn down and hate everybody, and you could catch me talking shit about all sorts. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like if you got a camera pointed at me all the time, you're gonna
Yeah.
catch me.
My question for
Saying
you
some
is,
shit.
in the eyes of the old school pro wrestling fan, do you think fans who are 35 and older have forgiven Lex Luger for the death of Miss Elizabeth?
Well, let's first be straightforward with ourselves. He didn't kill her. He didn't murder her. He didn't get in any kind of legal trouble. He was not
Holy
legally
moly.
held liable
Never
for her
touched a
death.
drug in her life, and all of a sudden she's seeing him, and she's into all this shit.
We don't
Bad
know the full
influence.
story with that. He said he accepts.
Have you seen The Dark Side of the Ring, Miss Elizabeth?
Yeah, it's been
well,
a while.
listen, you respect the dead, and you don't paint people out to be horrible. But she made her own decisions too, so it wasn't
Fine.
like
but, right.
She's an adult,
But,
you know?
Miss Elizabeth is always going to be looked at from the eyes of an old school fan as like the first lady
Queen.
of pro wrestling. Like she was like not a wrestler, not a valet. She was a lady. So they kind of looked at her as like this delicate flower, and they put her up on a pedestal, and she's looked at as like
Innocent,
the
pure.
innocent, pure, like
In a business that is just everything except
Hey,
that.
Randy Savage locked her in the locker room every night for a reason, I guess.
Randy was a ring
tonight, yeah.
Always
Elizabeth,
there,
go
yeah.
down the aisle, yeah.
It's not to say
Little
that.
kids' faces.
It's not to say that
a
you know,
heartbreaker.
she deserved it or he's not. He accepts some responsibility, but
Sure.
he didn't murder her.
I
You
didn't
know,
say he'd murder her. I didn't
it
say that.
happened
No,
with
people-
him there.
People will blame
He was
you
a
for
bad
that shit.
influence,
And he
she
knows.
paid the price. That's what
Exactly
it was.
what it is, a bad influence.
Oh,
Yeah.
here we go. This is Joe's fucking.
Watch.
Oh my God! He just punched him in the face. You saw it.
Dude,
Definitely. hit
Never
him.
mind the whipping.
who rocked him?
He just. Oh my God! I don't know how they do that. And it
Fucking
doesn't-
concussed his head.
They're
That's how
recapping
things
the
get
Cody beatdown.
The Cena turn.
Cena
Cena's
turn.
boot on Cody's head. No one's coming to Cody's rescue either. No one's coming. No one's coming now.
nothing. Yeah.
All right, Cody.
Here he comes.
All right, I gotta stay. Fucking here's the Cody segment.
Here he
Wait,
comes.
It's
They're
a
milking it
sin.
too.
There he is.
Wait.
All right, turn it up. a
Big
little
Pop. You got Big
bit.
Pop.
We'll try to do as best we can to kind of commentate, but we do want to listen so we can actually relay what he's saying to you guys.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna give us feedback and bitch that we're quiet, watch it too. Shut the fuck up.
we
Hey,
got
we
the
were
Cody
quiet.
Rhodes
Watch
watch along right now. Yeah, we got Cody
They're
Rhodes
going late.
intro.
It's 10 o'clock
Yeah,
already.
they
They're
are
going late.
Are
No,
they doing 2.5
SmackDown is a
hours
3-hour
now?
show.
Or it's oh God, I can't.
I told you.
3?
SmackDown has been 3 hours for the last month.
SmackDown.
Since Raw
Forgot
went to
about
Netflix, SmackDown has been 3 hours.
I thought they were only doing that until it went to Netflix.
No, it's after it went to Netflix.
Cody's on his
Is
way.
the John
Is
Cena
there a
heel
black
turn?
eye? Let me see.
Is
Look at his black eye. I
Yeah,
told you he had a
huge
fucking black eye.
black
He didn't hit him in the
eye.
eye. He hit him on the side of the head. He didn't hit him in the
He
eye.
did hit him in the eye.
Fucking
He hit him in the ear,
He hit
bro.
him like here
the
and
cheek.
here. It was like here. It's like because he kind of cocked him with his palm. It wasn't like a
Come on,
pow.
bro. You don't fucking do that.
Well, he's gonna get. There's receipts. You're gonna get it back.
They're not going to let him hit fucking Travis Scott back.
Definitely, bro. I don't
There's no fucking way that happens.
Travis Scott's too big to get
Zero fucking
punched.
chance. It's a pussy.
What about in the gut? Just right in that.
Fucking pussy.
Wow.
Toss him.
The 140 pound.
I mean,
Yeah, how do you
honestly,
feel
too,
now, Chris? Look at his eye.
Could be
Look what
fucking
they did to
makeup
him.
for all
Thank
you
you.
know.
Look what they did.
He said to
What?
Conrad
Makeup.
You know what?
Thompson
They're
he didn't
gonna
touch
eat-
him.
they're gonna eat that up because then they're gonna sell action figures with the black eye.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the chest now.
It's like
you
the
know what I mean?
chest, you
I
know,
got
you have
that
the
one.
blemish.
He told Conrad that
Wow.
he
It
didn't
just
touch
was
him.
real. What are you talking about?
Well, no,
real
it's
too.
just again. It goes back to I said it before. Like Cody needs another
What else does he
proven
need
moment.
to give for his fucking
He
business?
did the ladder match.
Fucking guy.
He did the ladder
Fucking
match.
guy's giving
crushed.
everything.
Yeah, the Kevin. That was a crazy match. The Kevin Owens match was nuts. Now he's taking the potato in the fucking eye. Lost some hearing.
Fucking guy.
Still squeaky clean
It's
in the
better
suit.
for the business, Daddy. American dream,
living.
that's the road.
It's in his blood.
If you wheel,
That was
if
the other
you
sign that Cena
wheel.
was going to turn is when he did the
Oh, here we go.
the promo thing and he said it's best for business. Anytime someone says best for business,
The Vince
they're the bad
McMahonism.
guy.
Breast for business.
Yeah. Brett Alt said at the end of the
Cody's
day,
That
most
looks
wrestling
good on him. I like the black eye. Sorry.
at the end of the day, most wrestling fans wouldn't forgive Lex Luger for what happened to Miss Elizabeth, but I would. I mean, look, man, you know,
30 years.
you gotta. The guy has been in a wheelchair, like you know what I mean. Like,
I want
what about-
Demolition in the Hall of Fame this year.
He's paid his dues.
They put Demolition back on the Legends roster on WWE.com. Demolition
Alright,
is one of
Joe.
the greatest tag teams of all time. I want them in the Hall of
They
Fame.
wouldn't do it
Yeah,
at
I've
the
met him
same
a few
with
times.
natural
Cody's
disaster.
giving
want
us
them in the Hall of
dramatic pause.
Just don't say what do you want to talk about. He's got to retire the what do you want to talk about phrase.
What do you want to talk?
Don't do it.
He's gonna do it. It's kids.
That's a big crowd. Where the fuck are they?
Philadelphia.
Yeah, they're in Philly. They're for the
Philly.
Philly Flyers.
Are we going to Raw? Yes or no?
No, can't, dude. I can't. I don't want to tell you about my
Chris?
money right now.
I don't have the money.
Oh, it's it. It's over.
If I got my bonus before then, yeah, because I'd be like, yeah, fuck it.
You got
But
a
I am-
bonus?
I mean, I love Madison
What are they
Square
chanting?
Garden. Cena sucks. They're chanting. So Cody's in the ring.
Now, see,
saying
now
nothing.
the audience can have their catharsis for hating John Cena, like you said
Finally, yep.
earlier. And really, they should let it rip.
He's saying it. He's saying what do you want to talk about. He's
Oh.
got to he's got to retire that catchphrase. I
Philadelphia,
love Cody. I have more autographs than both anybody in this room for Cody, but I can't fucking stand that catchphrase.
You see what I'm wearing? I don't know how many paraphernalia you have.
Paraphernalia.
I actually have a shirt for you, Vin. It's
Oh, there it is. He did it. Yeah, sorry, Chris.
when I went to Saturday night's main event, I bought a Saturday night's main event shirt, and I asked for a 2X, and they gave me a 1X, and I never realized it till I got home.
Oh, it's
So I'm really mad.
Christ.
You might have a shirt coming your way.
Take it. Yeah, another good one. I got a collection of graphic tees that are just out of control at this point, and I still don't have my favorite one. I have
Which
no
one?
idea. The Stone Cold one.
Oh, you lost it?
All right, I don't want to hear you guys talk anymore. I'm sorry. I want to hear Cody. What is he saying?
What happened to your face? Travis Scott punched me in the fucking face, dude.
That's
His daughter asked him.
he might
what
have a
happened
little
to your
shiner,
face.
but I think there's makeup on him too.
It's a good black eye, bud. Swollen.
His eyeball is fine.
His eyeball is fine, yes. Black eyes.
Normally, you'd be swelling where your eye is shut. His eye is not swelling shut. His eyelids.
It's been a week.
It's just color.
You're saying he's faking it?
I'm sure they added makeup to it to make it look worse than it is.
Right. I'm not saying he doesn't have something, but
I'm sure there's something in the corner, but like the red on the side just doesn't look natural.
Okay. Got black eye professionals. I don't think either of you have ever had a black eye in your lives.
how many of you had
A few.
fucking
A couple.
pugilists or something?
Pugilist? Pugilist, but shit happens.
Cody, we're not really able to commentate Cody talking because he's milking right now.
Sulking.
He's sulking.
He's talking about John Cena. Well, you know what? Again, at
John
least
Cena
it's
was a
it's
hero.
something that you might want to see because I mean, like Cody versus Punk, it's you like both of them, you know.
No,
Cena, you hate him.
I like the direction. I didn't like the direction after I called Cena winning it. I just didn't think that they would pull the plug, and I think this is a really hot topic. I think this is going into WrestleMania with the most momentum that they could, given that it kind of felt flat for the first few weeks.
But what can Cena really get from The Rock? You know, in terms of like.
Well, it's just a matter of a power trip.
title.
It's kind of
Movie
like
deals.
Austin and Triple H power trip. It's the two big Hollywood part-timers taking over and trying to, run the show on the guy who's busting his ass and going out there night after night and kind of, running around and fucking being the face of the company. So it's that like corporate, be my champion. That's essentially what he's going to do. My question is John Cena come out wearing fucking rainbow-colored shirts and shorts? I don't know. He should change his look.
That would be weird, because he's always been the.
Hogan changed his look.
He should. I agree. He should. That would be.
So do you not think that Cena's going to take the title and then Punk is going to fight Cena for the title?
I don't know what they're doing with Punk because it's just I thought, it's going to be Rollins now because he cost him the Elimination Chamber, but now they're throwing the match in a cage at Madison Square Garden. It goes back to me saying that, I think Roman's coming out at the Garden and we'll have a triple threat at WrestleMania.
Well, WrestleMania.
I see Cody dropping the strap. Sorry.
I said he will. Randy Orton will cost it.
Oh well, you were about to talk. I talked over you, but I do think I see him dropping the strap at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think it makes it more compelling. Everybody wants to see him go after everyone hated when Austin dropped the belt.
It's
Rock held
the
belt
chase
and-
is more exciting than the when you're on top.
definitely.
It's they screwed him. He's got to get his belt back. Like when Vince would take the belt from Austin and screw him, it's like I want to see Austin get his belt back.
It'd be cool too. That would be an opportunity to put Cody in a place where to get back what he lost, he's doing things and compromising where he usually wouldn't, because then that can lead to the next. What you got to build this. If he's ever going to turn, if he's ever going to be like a bad guy, I expect even if Cody's the bad guy, people will love it because it'll be him unleashed if he's
Right.
capable of it. I don't know if he's capable.
He
of
is. You could see videos of him when he was a heel and like when he left WWE
being a
and
piece of shit.
being an asshole to like people. In
I
the
want to
crowd.
see it. I would definitely be
Homelander-ish. You know?
So, but not right away. I just think
Yeah.
if there's another chase for the belt and he gets totally fucked over, he'll maybe make alliances with other people. They can start a new
Whose
faction.
challenge is this in a Dusty?
I think that Cody should be the good guy for
A while.
10 years.
10.
Yes. You don't squander the heel turn.
I get what you're saying.
Hogan, when he turned heel, it meant something because he was the forever good guy. Cena was the forever good guy.
The thing about the difference between Cena and Cody is they threw Cena down our throats and we rejected him.
Yeah.
Cody
was
earned everything he got.
Comeback.
Which would make the turn
Coming
even
back
all the
from a
more.
torn pec and all the shit that he had to go through to losing. He kept losing and losing, and then he finally overcame the bloodline. So there's a big difference between they rejected Cena because he was shoved down our throats and Cody coming up the way he did, and it's totally different.
I get you.
That belt still sucks, though.
That belt is hideous.
And I also think like what I'm talking about, where if he's making compromised choices, it's a slow build. It's like one at a time. It's not going to be a tidal wave of him just about facing. I think it'll be this slow, like Superman
Erosion
going
of
evil.
what made him a good guy. Yeah.
Right. The principles are under. He's undermining
Everybody,
himself.
everybody turns on him at some point or another. Cody's going off. I do want to see a new version of John Cena.
Bald John Cena.
He's probably just going to wear a suit, I think. He'll probably always be wearing a suit.
Jorts suit.
Cody's amping himself up.
There we go. Mic
All
drop.
right, well,
Big mic drop. Cody going off.
that was
Calling out Cena.
that was a promo,
That was
I
great.
guess.
He's the man. He's the man.
All right, well, it's not really a way to recap that, except for Cody's ready for John Cena, I guess.
That's a great fucking fight.
His fucking hair.
He kind of looks like, what's the dictator from China?
Kim Jong Un.
Yeah, he looks like Kim Jong-un.
He's got the
It's
Kim
Korea.
Jong Un fucking
Kim
head
Jong-un
haircut.
Yeah.
Kim Jong Vance.
All right, well, I guess we'll see as we head into the WrestleMania
There
season.
you go,
or
April
the
19th and 20th.
Road to WrestleMania, as they say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we need to really worry about what happens from here. I think we
We
saw the
nailed it.
highlight.
I'm gonna tap out, guys.
Folks, we're tapping out. Thank you for everybody that tuned in. It
Going
was
home,
good to see
Yoko.
some familiar names. We saw Brett. We saw Selig from the Dungeon Hells, Little Joe. Phil Dunphy was even here at the start. Sil, Asa Sil was also in the house. So we appreciate all of you guys that tune in all the time. I'm sorry if I forgot somebody's name. I think I got everybody. But we really appreciate you. More content coming. More fun stuff. Big event. We'll see if I end up going. More Minecraft, more WWE 2K, more maybe Cyberpunk, maybe Rob will stream something or
Not
what's in the
likely.
box or who knows what the hell we're going to do next.
Well, you know, they did come out. The studio that makes It Takes Two and A Way Out just came out with a new co-op game.
I love those games.
So I'm gonna have
Sick.
to.
This new one.
I'm
looks
gonna have to play that with my
incredible.
buddy Nux. We're the.
When,
Gotta
is
be
it,
two
when, is
women,
it, when
though.
does it come out?
It's called Split Fiction. It just came out on Wednesday, Thursday.
Really?
Yeah, Split Fiction.
Was it on?
Both.
PC.
Yeah, is it Game Pass?
I don't think so.
Split Fiction?
I believe so. Yeah. You have to
Yeah,
play
but,
as two
the
women,
studio makes
so.
like outstanding games. So
Oh, A Way Out is
A
gross.
Way Out takes two, and yeah, this apparently is. This is like 100 games in one.
Jesus, Randy Orton is ginormous.
Yeah, that was crazy. He just stepped on the screen.
Fucking
I want to get into that. So
I mean,
maybe
Bob
that's something
Orton's
I can get
tall.
into with you guys.
Bob Orton's taller than I am.
tall, but he's not jacked like that.
Keep going.
All right, guys. This
No,
has
they
been a
don't
Break
know.
Room
Yeah, okay.
podcast.
Just tapping out.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back next week with some more entertainment. Snoochie Boochies, and may the force be with you.
Cody!